on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Check 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Killah Priest Podcraft. I'm your temporary engineer host, holding it down right here for the Podcraft, AD Ross. We got a profound guest once again, the one and only CrumbTV in the building. It's gonna be a great show. Y'all already know. And we may be hearing also from Priest. Priest is in the plane right now. He's going to be landing soon. So we're going to go with the flow. You already know how we do. Crumb, how you doing?
Peace and love, good brother. All is truly well. And yourself?
I'm doing good, man. It's a good day. It's June 1st. It's the first of the month.
Hey.
Loving it. Yeah, man. I feel like this is a reset day. Today is like refresh, reset. You know what I mean? In my mentality. I don't know how it is astrologically, but for me, it's like today is like clean the house, get everything refreshed, start the month off right. Let's refocus our bearings. You know what I mean? That's how I'm taking it today. How about you?
Well, yeah. Contrary to popular belief, Sunday is the first day of the week. Today is the first day of the week. And we are in June 1st. We are flirting with the longest day of the year.
Oh, yeah. When is that?
That's 21st.
Oh, damn.
So we call that the solstice. Remember, the equinox, the root word is equal. That's the summer and spring. That means that 8 hours of 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. But during June 21st, it's going to be like 12 hours, 13, 14 hours worth of daytime, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go outside that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be inside too much.
Unfortunately, I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
But I think that right there for me would be a great segue because in a very short period of time, I'm going to be outside with the family. And I wanted to see if I could share that and tell the family about that if possible.
Yes. Let's see. Go ahead. You are clear for share.
Okay, let me George Bush the button real quick.
All right.
Where's my... Where we at? Princess share. Okay, here we go. Google Chrome application.
I'm going to hit stop share on my end.
Okay. Entire screen. Okay, yeah, application.
Boom. All right. Let me get you set up on my other scene here. All right.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Almost.
Take your time, because I'm not even ready.
Gotcha. All right, getting almost there.
Me too. It's a race.
All right, I'm just gonna trim up these edges here.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to tell the family just to spill the beans.
Oh, that's Juneteenth coming up.
Oh, you can see it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So this is June. So I'm gonna go to Detroit where I'm gonna link up with Rod Hayes. Do you know who that is, brother?
I've heard that name.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's the same Rod Hayes.
if I had to guess, I'm almost sure it's the same Rod Hayes. I only know of one, but
Okay.
there might be more. I don't know. But seriously, yes, I will be in Dagnabbit. I will be in Detroit with Rod Hayes on the 14th. So if you want to come check us out, you can get your tickets at crumbtv.info/events. That's crumbtv.info, like information, /events. So if you want to, I would hope you would like to come join me, come join a good brother. And we're going to talk about our history, not Black history, not white history, our history. So after that, I'm going to head on over. And yeah, that's June 14th. After that, the next weekend, June 21st, I'll go to New York, Brooklyn to be exact. I'll do a live lecture with Jamar Milton. He'll perform, him and his friends. So if you're in New York, check us out over there. Last but not least, I'll be in Atlanta. If you are in Atlanta or surrounding areas, that goes for Detroit as well. Chicago come out, Ohio come out, Missouri, the whole family. As far as New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, everybody tap in. Atlanta, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, everybody tap in. I'll be in Atlanta as well. Or it's only 10, it's like 10 seats for all of, well, except for New York, but it's like a very small situation. So if you want to come outside with us, tap all the way in, and Zoom tickets will be available in all situations. So with that said, I say we get right into it.
Let's do it.
All right, so this video is basically about gingers, uh, ginger or red hair. Are you familiar with ginger,
Oh
brother?
yeah.
Have you been hearing all the buzz around like the internet about ginger people and all?
I mean, I remember Copper Tab. I don't know if you remember that guy, Copper Cab, whatever. He put up the whole rant that went popular on the internets and the interwebs, talking about gingers have souls, and then they made fun of him on South Park. I don't even remember that, but because they were
I
saying
don't.
that gingers don't have souls, and he was kind of a chubby, redheaded kid, and he went viral because he was yelling at the camera, saying gingers have souls, okay? 'Cause he felt he was being bullied at school, and yeah,
Wow.
I mean we can pull it up later, but he became a huge success from his viral video on YouTube. And he became a YouTuber because of it. But what's funny is they went so viral, South Park redid the whole thing with Cartman. And Cartman played this copper cab guy who was a redheaded kid that was saying, hey, gingers have souls, okay? Don't be calling us gingers and woo. It was hilarious and sad at the same time. But the kid turned out to be a success in some way. But that was yeah, there was one. We got to show it later if that's gonna be a thing because it's hilarious. It was a
Yeah,
funny YouTube thing. But his name's Copper Cab. Gingers have no souls. But
copper cab.
yeah, there it is. Oh my god,
Mm,
he went viral, man. This kid blew up. But that's the original one right there. And it had
wow.
millions and millions of views. But this kid was serious, calling out everybody who was talking crap about gingers not having souls.
Dang,
And
Gina.
oh my god, it was just hilarious. And then the fact that South Park redid it, that's the level of viral that it got to. But that was the first thing that I thought of when you spoke of gingers.
Wow. Okay. Well, the new thing is gingers are black.
Oh,
Have you heard that?
I have not heard that.
Um, there's this girl. Let me see if I can find her. So she's going viral in 2025 for saying gingers are black. And it's cute, but it's a little frustrating because we all know context is king. And in the video, she just comes up there and she's like, "Yeah, I just want to kind of remind you guys, gingers are black. That's it." Like, oh, okay, well,
Wow.
okay. But she went viral for saying it,
Hmm.
and now a bunch of people are tapping in saying gingers are black. And um, I want to add context to that. I want to kind of break that down this evening, if that's okay.
Of course.
And I want to start by saying this. We know gingers are special. You and I have spoken about the ginger in your life. Would you like to share with us who's your ginger?
Um, well, we got one at the club.
No,
She's
no, you got one at the house.
got one. Oh
Moji-
yeah, my cat
Mojito.
Mojito. He's an orange tabby.
Now we understand that even in cats,
Wow.
ev- even in cats, the orange ones, the ones that are gingers, the ones with the red hair, have a particular genetic disposition.
Yeah.
Orange cats aren't like regular cats. I don't know if anybody cats are all the same. Well, orange cats are not like other cats. So
Yeah.
we're going to see where this thing with red has something to do with the brain, the neurons, the way people think, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
So and this goes even down to cats. But moving forward.
Wow.
So now in the beginning, alien black people ran genetic experiments in the Fertile Crescent, which is Mesopotamia, which is right here, and also in Egypt or the Nile River right there. This also went on in northern India as well, where the created people were called Indo-Aryans. If you look at a lot of these Indian gods in leopard print,
Hmm.
if you look at the Indian gods will be dressed in leopard print design, the same way you're going to see the here we go. There's your Indian god. There he is wearing his leopard print, and he's not wearing a leopard print garb that's, oh, you can't see that. Can you see that? Oh yeah, you can see that. I'm sorry, I'm tripping. So with that said, he's not wearing a garb that is couture. He's not wearing a garb that is, you know, uh nice. The leopard print garb he's wearing is very cavemanish. The leopard print, and you're gonna look to his left, you're gonna see a a a monkey man to his left. There's a monkey god that is worshipped.
Hmm.
Caveman leopard print. This is the same thing with the caveman. You're gonna see the caveman wearing leopard print.
Yeah.
So now, in the beginning, in northern India, there was a genetic program that Indo-Aryans came out of. Indo-Aryans were a created people. At that particular time, everyone who was anyone was trying to create a slave race, but they all failed. This story is told in the Bible. Remember, God creates a powerful but flawed man who has who he has to eventually wipe out with the flood. I know we
Hmm.
remember that story, right?
Yep.
Well, that story happened in Ifa too. I was talking to Skynet. Skynet said in Ifa, a West African, well, in the Bible, God creates monsters. The reason he has the great flood is he wants to kill these giant monsters. Do you know what the name of the giant monsters are, brother?
I don't. Talking about
Yes, you. Let's
gi-
let's 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 ask the Podcraft.
giant
What
monsters.
in the Bible that God has to kill via flood? Giant monsters. Anybody within the listening audience, within the Podcraft room, what is the name of the giant monsters in the Bible that God kills with a flood?
The Nephilim?
The Nephilim. And it
Hmm.
looks like you were the first one. Well, there's a 7 second delay, so. But
Yeah.
anyway, yes. So God has to kill these because of this genetic program gone awry. This is the same thing in Ifa. A West African religious tradition, Obatala is not considered to have created monsters, quote unquote, in a literal sense. While Obatala is the creator of humans, according to that mythos, a myth recounts that he created beings with disabilities due to getting drunk off palm wine while molding them from water and clay. Just like in the Bible, when he first creates the first creations and it goes array and he has to kill them. Same thing in Ifa. Obatala created the first creations. They went awry. He had to destroy them. This story is also told everywhere. Does anybody know where everywhere is?
Hmm.
Everyone knows God is not perfect. In several creation myths, this is all the gods. The first creation was imperfect or flawed. How come every single story, every single god, when they first shoot they shot, it's a dud, it's a brick? One prominent example is the Sumerian myth where Enki and Ninmah create humans from clay, but the resulting beings are flawed and assign specific roles based on their imperfections. Another example is a Babylonian creation myth, Enuma Elish, where the gods initially create the world with some imperfections. Additionally, some indigenous creation myths, like the Aztec myth, describe multiple worlds of suns before the current one, each with imperfections that led to their destruction. Where have I heard that story before? All of the stories, God says, be fruitful and multiply. They multiply. Ish goes wrong. He has to kill everybody. The Bible is not an exclusive story. All the stories have this story. Well, why is this important? Because this program is represented through Abraham and Akhenaten. Abraham never existed, but was propagated. Akhenaten did exist, but was hidden. Akhenaten started one of those breeding programs and created a flawed people. So let me ask you this, brother. Do you know who Akhenaten is?
Not enough to speak on.
Okay. What I want to ask the listening audience, the Podcraft, excuse me.
Hmm.
If you don't know who Akhenaten is, press 111. If you don't know, if you don't know who Akhenaten is, press 111. And I know nobody's going to press 111 because on the internet, everybody knows everything. Everybody's a genius. So I already know how it goes on the internet. Anyway, Akhenaten is the father of King Tut. You know who that is?
I've heard of King Tut.
He's the husband of Queen Nefertiti. Do you know
Hmm.
who that is?
I think I'm learning.
Yeah. This is the most famous family in antiquity. There is no other family more famous than Akhenaten, Nefertiti, and Tut. But what you don't know is Akhenaten got a daughter named Queen Princess Scotia. Now, let me just bring this all into terms because I'm about to say some crazy stuff. So let's just kind of reverse. Akhenaten, skull. This is Akhenaten's head. Brother, you ever seen the movie Coneheads?
Yeah. I
Is that
remember the
kind of
skit from Saturday Night Live.
correct? So that's Akhenaten's head. Queen Nefertiti's skull. Did you know that's what Nefertiti head looked like?
Wow.
So that's the mama head. I just showed you the daddy head. Now let me see about okay, okay, well, there they are. There they are together. So there's wait, Billy Carson. Oh, I thought Billy Carson took my stuff.
Oh wow.
I gotta go check. Um, so the whole family look like this. Let me go to family portrait. Akhenaten family portrait. So here's Akhenaten's family portrait. Do you see the baby's heads?
Wow.
You
Yeah.
see what the baby's, you see the baby, there's one baby right there with the bulbous head. These are all daughters except this is King Tut. King Tut is the baby,
Hmm.
the youngest. This is the daughter. She got a bulbous head. There's the other daughter. They all look like aliens, cone heads.
Yeah.
So now these aliens, this alien family comes to Earth and they all have big heads. They made a movie about Akhenaten called The Coneheads. The movie Coneheads was about the Akhenaten family. Check. Well, Crumb, why is this important? Because the daughter, oh, I'm sorry, let me go back. The daughter, now in this picture, I can't see, but Queen Scotia and King Akhenaten had, I'm sorry, Queen Nefertiti and King Akhenaten had a daughter named Princess Scotia who had red hair. Let's check the Carfax on that.
Hmm.
Was Akhenaten in the 18th dynasty? Look at them with his arcane. Akhenaten. And we're going to go into red hair in just a second, but the problem is we got to have context. You can't just say stuff. Oh, people got red hair and it goes viral. That's why I can't respect the internet sensations because oftentimes it's just, Wizard of Oz smoke and mirrors.
Right.
So now, yes, Akhenaten was a pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. Was red hair in the 18th dynasty? While specific information about red hair within the context of the 18th dynasty in ancient Egypt is limited, the general understanding is that red hair was not a common trait in that region. However, the possibility of red hair, particularly in the form of auburn or reddish brown hair, cannot be entirely ruled out. This is not what I want. Was red hair in the 18th dynasty? The 18th dynasty had red hair. There's no specific evidence. I gotta go find it. Oh, here it is. Microscopic studies sort of indicate Ramses II's hair indicate it. The 18th dynasty either had red hair or henna. The 18th dynasty did not have red hair or henna. Hold on, let me go back to this because now this is why I don't like Skynet has changed. Ramses indicate it was originally curly and fair, potentially reddish, but some interpretations suggest it could be due to henna dye. Some people say it was henna. Some people say their hair was red. But here, this is King Tut's grandmama. There's King Tut's grandmama. You see that, brother?
Yeah.
Somebody talk. See, this is why I don't like Skynet. This is why I don't like Skynet. Skynet be playing. Anyway, the 18th dynasty has red hair. Why is this important? Because they go, here, let me go back. Is the 18th dynasty last name Moses? So here we are with the names from the 18th dynasty. The first person in the 18th dynasty was Moses. Let's go to the third one. Thutmose the second, the first, Thutmose the second, Thutmose the third, Thutmose the fourth. It's a lot of Moseses in the 18th dynasty. Nowhere else, just in the 18th dynasty. Did you know Moses was a real surname?
I did not.
Yeah. So Moses is not fictional, unless you don't know history and you don't know anything, then everything's probably fictional to you. But anyway, Moses name. Hold on. Where are we at? Where are we at? I'm sorry, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I lost you.
Yep.
So anyway, was Akhenaten the brother of Thutmose? What was and Moses? Thutmose, brother of Thut. So now I'm about to land the plane in just a second. We're not landing the plane. Yes, Akhenaten and Thutmose were brothers. Well, why is this important? Because the Moses that we know in terms of indoctrination had led the people out of Egypt. Check. Well, the real Moses, whose name was Moses, didn't lead people out of Egypt. He led lepers out of Egypt. Moses and lepers. So now Akhenaten creates white people. This is all about creating white people. Unclean lepers. During the time of Akhenaten, he just like when God first creates people and they're not perfect, Akhenaten creates white people. And the first white people Akhenaten creates they're not perfect. Actually, they're horrible. Akhenaten does a horrible job. And for that, they they tell the royal family, all of y'all gotta leave. Brother, do you know how much all is?
Wow.
For this, now he's doing other stuff, other really bad stuff. But for creating white people, Akhenaten is forced to leave. Did Akhenaten get kicked out of Egypt? This whole thing where they can't recognize me saying Akhenaten is now kind of bothering me.
It's not a common search term.
Was Akhenaten banished? Let's put banished, maybe exiled. I don't know. Banished. I don't know what is the word sensitive. Exiled. Um, Removed. They're playing.
Mm.
Anyway, Akhenaten creates monotheism as well as white people. After he does this, they get mad at him because he's messing up everything, especially with these white people. So they tell him, you got to get these people out of here. So Akhenaten tells his brother, help me get these people out of here because the king wants them out. So he takes the people and they cross the burning sands. These people cross the burning sands of the Sinai Desert. Moses takes them up to the Caucasus Mountains. And Akhenaten, he leaves as well, but nobody knows where Akhenaten goes. Akhenaten goes to India. While in India, Akhenaten is up to his same old tricks. And the worst scientists are the scientists that experiment on self. Akhenaten is experimenting on self. He's using his genetics and his family's genetics to create people. So now Akhenaten goes down to India because he's being kicked out of Egypt. And he goes to India and he starts playing with eugenics. But he's not the only one. Press 222 if you ever heard of Yakub. I assume the family's going to tell the truth on this one because it's an easy one and most people have heard of Yakub. Press 222 if you have heard the story of Yakub. So now, for those who are not familiar with the story of Yakub, Yakub is this dude with a very big head. Let me just see, can I pull it up? Yakub. This is Yakub. Just remember, I showed you that picture of
Wow.
Akhenaten. Remember Akhenaten had a big head?
Yeah.
Remember Nefertiti, Queen Scotia, the whole family, King Tut, all of them have big ass heads and they create white people. This is coming from Yakub. Yakub is creating white people. Yakub is in the Bible under what name?
Jacob.
Great question. Jacob. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
So now Yakub is in the Bible, and that Moses is in the Bible under the name of Moses. So who comes first in the Bible, Jacob or Moses? Well, the answer is Jacob. Jacob is in Genesis, Moses is in Exodus. So now Jacob or Yakub, he is running a genetic program 6,000 years ago. 3,000 years later, after him, then Akhenaten comes. 3,000 years after Yakub has started the genetic program, Akhenaten follows up. And they're still not good because when Akhenaten creates lepers, Akhenaten creates what's called a dirty leper or an unclean leper. Remember, in 2025, generally speaking, white people can't take the sun. Well, when Akhenaten first created white people, it was 10 times worse. They really could not stand the sun and they had sores all over their body and they were forced to live in caves.
Mm.
While they were in the caves, they befriended dogs, which at that time were called jackals. While in the caves, they befriend jackals. But before they even go to the caves and befriend the, well, here, let me back up. In the Bible, only God creates the first humans in chapter one. Everything after that is suspect. We see funny creations, and even eventually the Nephilim just start force breeding programs. God, in Genesis chapter one, God creates man. After that, God leaves and never comes back. Every single God in the Bible after Genesis chapter 1 is different from Genesis chapter 1. Genesis chapter 1 is big God. Big God speaks and things happen. Go to chapter 2. God uses anesthesia. He uses a rib. He uses mud. He's breathing. In chapter 1, he speaks. Let there be this. Let there be that. You never see that again in the Bible because that's a different God. So now these little gods eventually come towards the end of the story. They're called Nephilim and they have their own breeding programs, just like God in chapter 1. But God in chapter 1 was beautiful. By the time these savages come along, their breeding programs are monstrous. The programs in ancient India started with the very first ape. The rest of the apes are in Africa.
Mm.
Apes did not originate in Africa. They originated in India because of the breeding program over there. The very first ape was called Gigantopithecus blackie.
Wow.
You monkey, you blackie. And he was 3 meters tall. He was huge, 10 feet. Gigantopithecus blackie is an extinct genus of ape that lived in India 2 million years ago. Gigantopithecus was once argued to be a hominin, a member of the human line that was thought to be closely allied with orangutans. Look at the picture of the orangutan to the right. It says Pithecus. All Pithecus are orangutans. Every Pithecus that you ever heard of, they're all orangutans.
Mm.
Brother, you ever seen the movie Jungle Book?
Yeah, I did.
Well, Jungle Book tried to do what Lion King did, and how Lion King started out with a cartoon, then came out with the real version through
Live action.
animation and yeah, different Pixar type of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They did the same thing with Jungle Book. So in the movie Jungle Book, the original Jungle Book is a regular orangutan. In the reboot in 2016, it was Gigantopithecus. And he sings a song, and it was a song that was similar to what's that guy from back in the day? He used to sing with that deep voice. But anyway, um, you might think I'm ridiculous, that me, Gigantopithecus, I want to be like you.
Hmm.
Um, oh, oh, how magnificus it would be me, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, how magnificus it would be a Gigantopithecus like me, something, something, because I want to be like you.
Hmm.
But anyway, it was an ape with aspirations of being a man, and it was a giant ape. Where was he at? India.
Hmm.
What color hair did he have? Red. This is an ancient man who has aspirations of being a man. This is called predictive programming. Predictive programming is where they show you something on TV before they enact it in real life. They've been trying to tell you guys, but you were watching as if it was entertainment. Family, press 333 if Matrix is not a movie, it's a documentary. We're going to have to stop watching these things with our entertainment hats on, and we're going to have to put our what was that movie with that wrestler dude who put the glasses on and he could kind of see the reality of the situation?
That was They
They're
Live.
alive. They live. Yeah. Let's let me yeah. Let's stop watching these movies with the entertainment hat and put on our they live glasses to kind of see the predictive programming of what they're trying to tell us. So now it's interesting they called it Gigantopithecus blackie because remember, these were black alien scientists with big heads. Go back, alien from Looney Tunes. These were black alien scientists who were cantankerous.
Marvin the Martian.
These were black alien scientists who were cantankerous. You don't find it funny that those are the same colors as the Moorish Science Temple? I'm not calling you guys a gang and I'm not talking crap about nobody. But when we talk about these black aliens who come looking for trouble and genetic programs and they up to no good, predictive programming. They tried to tell you about these black aliens.
Hmm.
They tried to. But anyway, dagnabbit, I'm trying to get this thing out the way. Where did this thing even come from? Okay. Interesting that the first ape is called Blackie because the next ape was called Niger.
Oh wow.
Brother, you ever heard of a troglodyte Niger?
No.
Troglodyte Niger refers to the common chimpanzee, Pan troglodyte. The term is derived from the Greek word troglodyte, meaning what? Cave dweller. These were these weren't regular monkeys. Where do monkeys live? In trees. These monkeys don't live in trees. These monkeys live in caves. They're troglodytes. So now, with that said, in northern India, they're creating these blackies, which black means white. They're creating white people. These eugenic projects eventually lead to the creation of white people. Darwin confirmed that for you, brother. Did Darwin say that why people come from monkeys? I mean, that was my understanding of the situation.
Yeah.
That was the theory. So I don't. I would assume that nobody is surprised at this point. We're all on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are traces of this ape. Crumb, what about where's the missing link? I can't find you a missing link, and I'm not going to pretend like I can, but I can show you there are signs. Brother, if I hit the lottery, I'm not going to tell nobody, but there will be signs.
Yeah.
So right here, you're going to see a comparison of primate hands. All of these primate hands have a line going through the right, I'm sorry, going parallel. Not parallel, going right to left, excuse me. They all have lines going right to left. It's called a simian crease or a simian line or a simian palm. You can see this crease in some of mankind as we were used to create them. Do you mind reading this, brother? What Skynet told me?
Uh, Simian crease, also known as
Si-
a Simian.
Simian.
Simian crease, also known as a single palmar crease, is a single line running across the palm of the hand, where normally there would be two separate creases. While the term simian crease has been used historically, it is now more commonly referred to as a single palmar crease, as the term simian can have negative connotations.
Please keep reading.
That's why it's called simian. Ape-like appearance. The single crease in the palm can resemble the single crease often found in the hands of apes.
We can't, brother, if I hit the lottery, you won't know. I'm not telling nobody, but there will be signs.
Wow.
Brother, do you know who that is?
Hey, that's Miko Marco.
This monkey is royal bloodline. Remember, this is Indo-Aryan. The Indo-Aryans were nobles. Press 444 if you understand when I say Indo-Aryans, I'm talking about nobles. Some of the family might not understand what I'm talking about, but I need you to understand. So now, this is royal bloodline. Do you know who Marco Marco's husband is?
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry. Do you know Prince Harry's a ginger?
Yeah. Okay.
Did you know this ginger orangutan ape man has monkey hands?
I did not.
Your wife got monkey hands. You got monkey hands. And
Hmm.
let me say this. If black people have this, you don't have monkey hands. Your DNA was used to create the monkey. Your DNA was used to eventually create the tamahu or the troglodyte. Do you
Hmm.
know who that is, brother?
Yep.
That's everybody's favorite president. Her presidency was stolen.
Hmm.
A man beat her up. There was a man going around beating women. He beat her and he beat another woman.
Hmm.
His name is Trump, going around beating women in campaigns. But
Got you.
anyway, on a serious note, if you look at her, well, on the right side, it's her left hand, but it's our right. But if you look at her right hand, does that look like a simian palm to you?
Oh yeah.
What about this junkie? Do you know who
Hmm.
this is?
Amy Winehouse.
You see that simian palm?
Hmm.
Honestly, I don't even know what this dude's name is. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know his name.
That is Ferris Bueller, played by oh man, that's Ferris Bueller.
What here? Let's get some
His
engagement.
name is Matthew Broderick.
McConaughey, Broadwick. Yep, that's what I was
Broderick,
gonna say. Yep.
yeah.
This is Albert Einstein.
Hmm.
These are the Indians that were used to create these people. This is a breeding program happening in India. I can't find you the missing link from 10 million years ago, but there will be signs.
Hey, that's one of my favorite rappers. Oh
That is your
wow.
favorite. As your favorite rapper, I want to know, how much do you know about your favorite rapper?
I know he's a
Did you
Pisces like me.
did you know your favorite rapper has a simian palm?
That's crazy. So the line goes all the way across.
These were people who were used to create people.
Hmm.
So now,
Interesting.
another remnant of these brutish eugenics is the vestigial tail. You're going to see Crumb. So that means we come from them? No, we were used to create them. And you're going to see it in India. In Europe, these were the people, these are the Indo-Aryans who were created in India. They had tails.
Uh,
A vestigial tail in humans refers to a rudimentary, rudimentary or underdeveloped tail-like structure, typically a small appendage of skin or tissue located at the tailbone area. It's a remnant of the structure that was more prominent in our evolutionary ancestors. It's evolution is a lie. It's not evolution. It's eugenics.
ooh.
It's it's a breeding program. Nothing I've never seen evolution. Have you?
I mean, no, not in the way that Darwin was speaking on. I think things do evolve.
Not in the way Harvard, Yale, indoctrination elementary, whatever school you went
Mm.
to, the way they described evolution, your ass ain't never seen that.
Yeah, I've gotten into some arguments with nutritionists that speak on the our species appropriate diet, and they think that carnivorism is that we should all be eating meat only, and you know what I mean. I've gotten in arguments with them, and it turned out they were just so really into evolution with the species appropriate diet that I was like, well, that's the problem right there, is that they're very Darwinian atheists.
Cor- Correct, which is a problem. So now it's a remnant of a structure that was more prominent in evolutionary ancestors and is considered a vestigial trait because it has lost its original function in modern humans.
Hmm.
But again, these tales are from India. You're going to see Europeans and you're going to see Indians. Why? Because the European, the Caucasian, the troglodyte, the Tamahu, the Indo-Aryan was an Aryan created in India. This is from dailymail.com and it reads, the teenager with a 7-inch tail, 18-year-old finally has the growth removed after it became painful for him to sit or sleep. Why India? Why are so many people in India? Brother. You ever seen Dragon Ball Z?
I am not a huge anime enthusiast as much as Solo Gem, so I'll say
Listening,
no.
listening audience. If you are familiar, if you like Dragon Ball Z, press 555. If you if you like Dragon Ball Z, if you're familiar with Dragon Ball Z, if you just at least no, not if you heard the name. You got to at least know something about it.
I've only heard the name.
So it looks like we don't have any
You
anime
got to give them the
fans.
7 second delay.
The 7 second delay. Okay, fair enough.
Hmm.
So with that said, inside Dragon Ball Z, you're going to see them with tails.
Mm.
Hold on 2 seconds. Oh, wrong button. Dragon Ball Z tail. So in Dragon Ball Z,
Wow.
brother, don't think I'm trying to be funny
Hmm.
because I'm not.
Mm.
Don't think I'm trying to be funny because I'm not. So now in Dragon Ball Z, they removed his tail. And in the cartoon Dragon Ball Z, They removed his tail. Go back and look. Keisha, I don't know who she is. You're gonna have to tell me. Do you know who Keisha is,
I
brother?
know of Keisha because I had to play a few of her songs at the club.
Okay. So Keisha said they stole her tail at birth. In America, the reason you don't ever see girls with tails is because it's a common practice when they're born with tails, you just cut it off at birth. Crumb, I didn't have sex with all types of girls. I ain't never seen no tail because they get them cut off at birth. That's what you don't know. What you don't know is a lot of them be having tails. They just get them cut off at birth. That's what you don't know. Because man ain't never had none like that. Kiki ain't never had none like that. But you don't know on they side, Cody, Amy, they all they this is I can't show you the missing link, but there will be signs.
Wow.
The first apes, the first ape was red and it was called Pithecus. Look at the very left. This is the very first ape. It's called Pithecus. Pithecus. Anytime you see that word, that means orangutan. The very first ape was a red ape. So I was talking to Skynet. Skynet said, in terms of evolutionary history, orangutans are indeed considered older in lineage of the great apes. It's older than the chimpanzees, older than gorillas. There is no ape older than the orangutan. There were no apes in Africa. The first apes were in India. It was called Pithecus, and it had red hair. Here's a little timeline. This timeline is coming from J.A. Rogers. J.A. Rogers wrote several books. One of my personal favorites, not his best, but my personal favorite, Nature Knows No Color Lines. So J.A. Rogers said the Twa people existed 20 million years ago. Look at this right here. This says 4 million for the orangutan. I'm going to give the orangutan 12. Neanderthals came 500,000 right here. It says they don't even have Neanderthal up here. Neanderthal came 500,000 years ago. Orangutan is 12. Twa people 20 million years ago. So the first people, the first ape was red and it was called the Adapa. This ape was a smart ape. It wasn't smart enough to have consciousness, to make its own decisions, but it could stand up and it could do jobs and it was considered intelligent, but not intelligent enough to rebel. Once that ape got anointed, the ape, which was Adapa, became Adama. This was the anointed red ape.
Mm.
In Akkadian, the name Adapa means man. It's cognate of Adam.
Wow.
The word Adam in Hebrew means man or human being. Can you read the very last paragraph, brother?
Therefore, while Adam doesn't directly mean red, it's connected to Adama, which can refer to red clay or soil. Thus, there is a link to the color red in a theological context.
They got an ape. There was only one ape on Earth at the time. There were no gorillas. There were no chimpanzees. There were no whatevers. It was only the orangutan. The orangutan, brother, can you read this one for me too? You read me the question, I'll read you the answer.
What is the meaning of the name orangutan?
The meaning of the name orangutan is man of the forest. The name orangutan means man of the forest in Malay language, in the lowland forest which they reside. Where do they live? They live out there in Borneo and Malay and Indonesia.
Hmm.
They were originally from India, but they're not in India anymore. That was just in that movie.
It's
Man of the forest. I'm sorry.
It's interesting to notice. I don't want to jump ahead, but there's the name, the word orange in orangutan, and then they're also tan. So I see
Correct.
orange and tan, which can be somewhat similar. One's more vibrant, of course. But
I'm
go ahead.
I'm I'm going to get into that. That is
Gotcha.
very much a part of this.
Gotcha.
Very impressive that you would even look at that too.
Gotcha.
So now, as we were saying, orangutan means man of the forest. Well, in Europe, the man of the forest is called a woodwose. You ever heard of a woodwose, brother?
I have not.
A woodwose refers to a wild man of the woods, a mythological creature prevalent in medieval Europe, folklore, and art. They are often depicted as hairy, bearded, and humanoid, sometimes with clubs. A club? What do you mean a club, Crumb? Like this?
Mm.
Neanderthals like to carry clubs and was associated with the forest. Most of your wood woes, they're depicted as gingers, orangutans, the man of the forest, Gigantopithecus. There he is.
Hmm.
There he is.
Wow. Okay, now you're going into my world now.
There he is. The the man. Have you ever heard of Bigfoot attacking anybody, brother?
I have not.
Because the Bigfoot, just like Chewbacca, just like orangutans, are considered to be gentle giants, very wise, very gentle. They can go ape-ish if you push them, but they are known as non-aggressive. Bigfoot has never attacked anybody. Yeti has never attacked anybody. Orangutans are very friendly. Chewbacca was very charismatic, sociable. Crumb, why are you always picking on white people? Family, I told y'all, black people are reptilians. White people are troglodyte.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Harry was very friendly. He was very friendly. Most black people are not mammals, as we do not have enough hair slash fur. Black people come from out of the water.
Hmm.
I was talking to Skynet. Guess what Skynet said?
Oh boy.
Yes. All. Anybody know how much all
All
is?
is.
All mammals have hair on their bodies.
Wow.
This hair, also known as what? Can you see that, brother?
Fur.
This hair, also known as fur or a coat. What mammal, so called, what mammal has the least amount of fur on Earth?
What mammal has the least
What
amount?
of fur?
A whale.
Uh, Close.
Hmm. A mammal. Is a no? A pig has fur.
Black people.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Black people have the least amount of hair of any mammal.
I never even noticed that.
Remember, black people, whales, dolphins, we're all of the same origin. Whales be having vagina hair and everything. So now, with that said, we don't belong in the mammal category. We are humans. They are mankind from a eugenics experiment conducted by Akhenaten. The man of the forest is a very, very, very smart man. Here, brother, let me introduce you to my friend. Meet Fu Manchu,
I've heard that.
and a an orangutan who escaped from his cage at the zoo in China using a key he made. People be talking about animals using tools. How come they never mention orangutans making keys, breaking out of their cell? How come? Okay, let me back up. Family, press 777 if no one ever told you that orangutans were making keys, breaking out of the freaking zoo. I am tired of the games. Crumb, I can't wait till one day animals start making tools.
Hmm.
Fucking the orangutan is out here making keys.
Wow.
And y'all still talking about monkeys using sticks to poke into termite holes. I don't want to hear nothing about no stick in a termite hole. Let's talk about making keys. I can't even make a freaking key.
Yeah.
So now he was so smart, they called his ass Fu Manchu. Fu Manchu was one of the most famous villains in China at the time. This ape was so infamous. They said he broke out every freaking night. They they said they had to pat him down. The only way they found out is they put a camera on his ass. They put a camera on his ass and they said they finally found. They said this joint was like Alcatraz. He was hiding the key in his mouth. They What is it called when you hide a weapon in your butt? What's that called again? Keefing or something?
I am not familiar with that process. We'd probably have we'd probably have to ask McKempera about that, or Crip Jesus.
Okay.
That is out of my wealth of knowledge.
They said this ape was doing the stuff that you saw on the prison movies. That's how he was hiding the key.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
somebody said it's called boofing. Oh my God. Let's continue on.
Yes.
Where am I at? Here we go. So yeah, I saw some people in the comments and they were talking about Planet of the Apes. Go back and watch Planet of the Apes. The smartest apes in Planet of the Apes were the orangutans. The smartest apes in all of the Planet of the Apes, not the new ones, not just the old ones, all of them. The most smartest of the apes, the elite, the boule, were always the orangutans. They were always the smartest. So now you are going into the word orangutan. So let me see. Can I skip this? Oh, wild men of Borneo can have several meanings related to the island of Borneo or its inhabitants. The phrase has been used historically to refer to orangutans. Brother, have you ever heard the term wild man of Borneo?
I thought it was like a movie.
Yeah,
I've heard of
I
the
thought.
I've heard of Borneo.
Now I've heard of the wild man of Borneo. I just didn't know it was a reference to the
Sounds like a
orangutan.
Yeah, it sounds like a cowboy movie. Sounds like a movie my dad would watch.
Right. So now the wild man of Borneo is the orangutan. Where did I put the wild man at? Jeez Louise.
Like an old
Oh,
western.
I had a. Oh, here it is. Wild man. No, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Wild man. Okay, boom. I put that in the right section. Here's another one. It just says Pithecus. So the Pithecus, here's just an example of a Pithecus. And as I was saying earlier, the Pithecus is a red hair ape. Anytime you see Pithecus, think red hair. Where's my Pithecus stuff at? It was like a little orangutan picture that I had. I wanted to put it beside that one. And I can't find it. All right, it's up there. Anyway, so now let's look at the word orangutan. So, brother, let me back up. When we were kids, that was not the word. When we were kids, the word was not orangutan.
Hmm.
What was the word when we were kids?
Didn't it start with an A?
No,
Oh, okay.
orangutan.
Hmm.
Press 888. If we were kids, we called it orangutan.
That's what I was calling it.
Yeah, I heard you.
It was
Press
orangutan.
When I was a kid, we called it orangutan.
Yeah,
I never knew it was called orangutan.
me too.
If you called it orangutan when you were a kid, press 888. So now they took the G off. Remember, NG is short for ninja. Well, not ninja. Uh, it's short for, I'm trying to think of the PC word for the N bomb.
I think everyone knows what you're referring to now.
Okay, mission accomplished. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So now, orangutan is two words, orang and utan. So they're going to tell you orang and utan are two different words. Orang meaning forest person and utan meaning man, man of the forest, forest man. But that's not accurate. Now, when we see the name utan, hopefully we understand utan is Aten. So now let's go back to the very beginning of the PowerPoint. This guy is creating a breeding program. Now here, let me pause real quick. Brother, do you know who Young Pharaoh is?
Young Pharaoh, the rapper?
Yeah, I guess he's a rapper. I don't know.
Oh wait, Young Pharaoh. Sounds familiar.
Let me,
Go ahead and tell me.
okay, well,
I'm not good with trivia.
Young Pharaoh. So this is Young Pharaoh.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
You did.
We did. Yo, that was a big show too. After he came
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
the numbers were up.
it
I was
did.
like, yo, who was that?
Well, when what Young Pharaoh went crazy, or maybe somebody made him go crazy. That's to be determined. But when he went crazy, he changed his name. Do you know what he changed his name to? Well, you don't even know who he is really, but let me ask the Podcraft listening audience, what did Young Pharaoh change his name to? Well, after he went crazy, he changes his name. He no longer goes by Young Pharaoh.
Hmm.
What did he change his name to? This is very important. It has to do with this PowerPoint. So I know there's a little bit of a 7 second delay, so I try my best to repeat the question and kind of whatever,
Yeah,
but ultimately it looks like nobody knows the answer.
you gotta give them that 7 seconds because uh, it'll pop up on screen once they hear it.
Right, right, right.
Yo,
So,
I found the episode. It had 43,000 views 2 years ago. We had Young Pharaoh on the Podcraft.
wow,
43,000 views. For us, that's
that's
big.
powerful.
That's big for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
So, young Pharaoh, he changed his name to General Aten.
Wow.
I'm gonna type it in. Hold on. General Aten. I
Yeah.
thought I had all caps on. I'm trying to.
He. I remember he was just going in. He spoke with a lot of conviction.
Right. When the apes were first made, they were given passion. What set the humans apart from the apes? The humans had passion, according to mythos. So anyway, I put his name in the comments in the craft room, excuse me. But it's General Aten. So why is this important? Because the Atenism is a cult.
Hmm.
General Aten. Oh my God. Aten. So when you type in, oh well, on Twitter he's King Aten. King Aten, General Aten, Big Homie Aten, Pharaoh Aten, all types of Aten. So now, why is this important? Um, the Aten cult, young Pharaoh joined a cult when he went crazy. And the cult that he joined was the Aten cult. The Aten cult, also known as Atenism or the Armana religion, was a religious movement in ancient Egypt during the reign of Akhenaten. Young Pharaoh is really big on Atenism. Hold on, I don't know if that's a real, I doubt that can't be a real picture. I'm gonna take it though, because I may never find it again. But anyway, why is it so small? Anyway, oh, it is small. Um, so now, why is this important? Because Akhenaten, at the end of his name is Aten. And this is important because this is the same thing, tetragrammaton. Brother, have you ever heard of the tetragrammaton?
Yes. Yahweh.
The Yahweh. I guess you could
Or
call it
Yadve Idve.
maybe, but let's break it down.
I learned it from
Tetra,
Santos Bonacci.
yep. Tetra means four. Gram means grammar or letter.
Mm-hmm.
Atan, the four-letter name of God. If you ask young Pharaoh or people in the cult, they're
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you the name of God is Atan.
Mm-hmm. Because it ties in with Atum.
Well,
All is Atum, right? It's also
Atum,
also connects to Adam. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
yeah, Atum is somebody else. I think that's
Okay.
the goat god.
Hmm.
Um,
I'm sorry.
but it no, 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 you're fine. But Atan is the four letters of God. So now um, you're going to see Atan at the end of anything associated with the Aten cult.
Hmm.
Why is this important, Crumb? Well, this is important because if you look at the name Orangutan, the your vowels are interchangeable. I'm going to say it now and I'll say it again. Vowels are interchangeable. So now, if you say, which the only people who are going to say this are the uneducated, if you say Utan is not Aten, then I'm going to challenge you on that because vowels are interchangeable. Aten is also not only Utan, but Adan because the T and the D are interchangeable. Your vowels are interchangeable, and the T and the D are interchangeable. So now, if you take it even further, Aten is also Odin. So you have Odin, you have Adon, and you also have Uten, the
Hmm.
orange man of Uten. Why is this important? Well, here, let me keep going. I found it. See, brother, this is why I take screenshots because I don't like the way they do me. Yes, some individuals during the 18th dynasty of Egypt are believed to have red or ginger hair. Do you remember earlier when I Googled it and it said no?
Yeah.
But here I have a screenshot where it said yes. This is why I don't like Skynet. Anyway, now Opithecus is Greek for ape. I got to put this thing in order. And then here's the Pithecus. You can see it's a red ape. This all should have been in the very beginning. Lucy is probably the most famous Pithecus.
I was waiting
Falcon.
for you to bring up Lucy. Yeah.
Oh, crap, Lucy in Africa. Okay, well, her name was Australopithecus. Australo meaning south, Pithecus meaning ape. And you know it's a southern red ape. Even Lucy was from India. So now you have the word Utin. Now his daughter, Akhenaten's daughter, because Akhenaten, when he leaves Egypt, matter of fact, brother, let me see how much time we got. We've been up here 75 minutes. That's an hour and a half. Okay, we good on time. Is that an hour and a half?
Yeah, we good. It's once it gets close to 8 o'clock, I start wanting to go to song promotions. So we got another
Okay.
hour or so.
Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, so now when you go and look up Akhenaten, who was Moses, or we know Akhenaten through the story of Moses. Moses goes, he crosses the Red Sea. Moses, well, here, let me just go over here. Uh, so Moses crosses the Red Sea or the Reed Sea to get over where? To Israel. And they basically head east. Well, why is this important? Because his daughter heads west. Akhenaten goes east, his daughter goes west. Now they're in Egypt. They're in Egypt. This is very important, family. Let me go here real quick. And, this is a 2-hour video, but just to give a shameless plug real quick, this video right here is a 15-minute breakdown of a 2-hour video that we're doing right now. This is a 2-hour video. I wrapped it up in 15 minutes. Mama, I want to tell you about this story I heard on Killah Priest podcast. Baby, I can't sit here for 2 hours. Well, here's the 15-minute version. So you can check that out. Anyway, so with that said, he goes east, his daughter goes west. So let me go see if I can pull up a map. Egypt, screw it, this is good enough. So they're in Egypt, which is right here. They go this way. His daughter goes this way, and his daughter goes to the Rock of Gibraltar. The Rock of Gibraltar map. So as you can see, when you go west, because they got to get out of Africa, they created lepers. The lepers are unclean, meaning they're getting burnt by the sun. They're not contagious. They're just their skin is messed up. They cross the burning sands of the Iberian Peninsula. They go to the Caucasus Mountains where they link up with jackals. The jackals lick them. As the jackals lick them, they clean their sores. The jackals lick them and clean their sores. This is where the mythos that a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's. Crumb, why do they say a dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's? Well, that's easy. Because when they went into the Caucasus Mountains, they were dirty lepers, unclean lepers. The jackals befriended them. They licked their sores and they became clean lepers in the caves. I digress. So now she goes west. It's called Maghrib. Actually, it means sunset, but tomato, tomato. So she goes west and she crosses right here. Now she's in a ship. She's not walking. So they cross right here and she goes over here into Spain. At the time, it's called Iberia. So she goes over there and she's on the west coast because she's in a boat. She goes over here and she calls it Port of Gaul. So then they go up right here. Right here is called Galicia, Spain. That red part,
Mm-hmm.
that's called Galacia, Spain. So now these people, this is Akhenaten's daughter, 18th dynasty, red hair. I showed you the receipts. 18th dynasty, red hair. Akhenaten daughter, she goes over here to Galacia. Why is that important? How far is Spain from Dublin? Brother, did you know that
Oh, it's right there. It's a stone throw away from Dublin,
it's a
Ireland.
it's a stones they speak Gaelic over there.
Hmm.
Why do they speak Gaelic over in Ireland? Because Akhenaten's daughter went to Port of Gaul. From there goes to Galacia because she's in a boat. From there, she goes to Dublin, where she brings the language of Gaelic. Because remember, she's a black alien. Dublin means black.
Hmm.
Yes, Dublin does indeed refer to a place that means black. A black alien girl. I'm sorry, did you want to say something?
Nope. Nope. Go ahead.
A black alien girl whose daddy was a big head scientist goes over to Iberia. Why is this important? Was Spain used to be called Iberia? Yes, Spain was called Iberia. This girl goes over there and she names it Iberia. It was not Iberia before her. It was called Celtic Iberia. After she goes to Iberia, she goes to Ireland, and that's called Hiberia. Not Iberia, Hiberia or Hibernia. Did you know Scotland was called Hibernia?
Mm-mm.
So Spain is Iberia. Scotland, I'm sorry, Ireland is Hibernia, which has Iberia inside of it, Iber.
Hmm.
Well, why is this important? Because when she goes over there, she continues the genetic breeding program and she creates redheads.
Hmm.
She genetically manipulates people and she creates redheads, and nobody knows where they come from, and they're very bad people. She creates redheads to fight. Nobody knows where these redheads come from.
Hmm.
Brother, do you remember Peter Pan?
Yeah.
He was an orphan. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Pippi Longstockings?
Vaguely.
She was an orphan. Check.
Mm.
Do you remember Quasimodo?
Yeah.
He was an orphan. Check.
He was an org too.
Do you remember Annie?
Yeah, I remember Annie.
Ak-
Tomorrow.
Akhenaten goes to India and creates redheads. His
Mm.
daughter, he goes east. His daughter goes west and she creates redheads. And when she creates redheads, nobody knows where the redheads came from. This is where you get redhead stepchild.
Mm.
Cause don't nobody know who your mama or your daddy is. And these redheads are very bad. Go back and watch The Simpsons.
Wow. Oh
Why
man, you putting it
are all
together.
these freaking redheads evil?
Yeah, that's true. They do make them redheaded, huh?
Somebody gonna have to talk to me about this. These redheads, they're called Cretans. The Cretans were the first Christians. Remember, Akhenaten was the one who brings you the Christianity cult that young Pharaoh joined after he went crazy. They have it. They got it. Brother, go back and watch The Simpsons. What's the problem with this picture?
his those are his kids?
Those are all his kids. What's the problem with the picture?
They're not redheaded.
The problem is that he couldn't have had all those children. Look at
Oh,
the
okay.
age. She would have had to been pregnant for 3 months
Oh
every three
yeah.
months. Some of those babies, their ages are too close. Let
Mm.
me see. One, two, three, four, five,
Those
six, 7, 8, 9. At least 9 to 10 of these children all look like they're the same age.
damn.
These children look like they're the same age. That's the problem with the picture. Where do these redheads come from? Because they can't all be his children. That's impossible. Does that make sense, brother?
Mm-mm.
That, yeah, no, go back.
Why do the Simpsons seem to be on it with so many things though? Like, are they being run by occultists? I think I just answered
Go
the
back.
wrong question.
Go back and watch The Simpsons. These redheads are dumb.
Now,
They're
Conan O'Brien, he's technically a redhead. He's super tall,
he is a redhead.
and he got very
Um,
successful. But he's has very strange humor. But he's funny. I like Conan O'Brien.
he
But
is.
but he's very unique. I think that also attributes to his success. You know what I mean? Much respect to Conan O'Brien. But that's a successful redhead that, he's strange, he's unique, and funny enough, he was also a writer in The Simpsons. If you remember that.
Correct. And Conan O'Brien is not famous for The Simpsons. Conan O'Brien is famous for fighting. Who did O'Brien get famous for fighting?
I don't even know.
Jay Leno.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that fight, I remember.
Why are these redheads always fight? They're always fighting.
Hmm.
They're dumb. They're aggressive. Uh,
Chat room is pointing out Carrot Top
uh, okay, what about them?
as another redhead who is a prominent comedian.
Right. But what I'm pointing out is the redheads that are dumb,
Hmm.
they're aggressive.
Yeah.
Nerd girl, go back to Lisa Simpson's arch enemy. Do you know Lisa Simpson's arch enemy name was Francine Smash?
Wow.
It says about will one day be made fun of by prettier girls and has to get her licks in before looks start to matter. Habitat, lunchroom, classroom, gym. Interest, terrorizing the weak, biting off heads of Malibu Stacy dolls, stuffing nerds. Why are all these red heads violent?
Hmm.
So now,
Is life
this,
imitating art?
no.
Art's
No, art is imitating life.
imitating life.
Redheads are violent in real life, and I'm going to prove it.
Wow.
So this is the girl. She's just waving, and Lisa is getting tense because she's such a violent redhead. A violent redhead. A violent redhead. Who was Homer's nemesis? A redhead.
Hmm.
That girl seduced Homer and made him cry because he loved Marge. Go back to when Homer was a kid. Remember when who was picking on Homer when he was a kid?
See,
It
this
was a
is
red. It was a
wow.
redhead. No Homers allowed.
That's quite specific.
The redheads were on it. The Simpsons were trying to tell you.
Hmm.
Maud Flanders was a redhead. Um, excuse me.
Wow. How ironic, because Ned was so Christian.
Right. Uh, her her sons are redheads. But here's some more bad guys. Here's another bad guy in The Simpsons. He's like a criminal. He's a redhead. When Marge got kidnapped, she got kidnapped by a redhead, and they made her
Hmm.
wear red bandanas. Look at Marge. You see, Marge got a red bandana around her neck.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did the Irish have to wear red bandanas around their neck? Let me go to
Oi. Did the Irish have to wear red bandanas around their necks?
While red bandanas have historically been associated with various movements, including the labor union, um, rednecks.
Hmm.
Rednecks comes from wearing red band. Let me go to Control F. Band.
I thought it was always like because of like sunburn.
No, sir. The alternative origin story is that during the West Virginia mine wars in the early 20s, workers organized for labor rights donned red bandanas tied around their necks as they marched. Why did they wear those red bandanas? Because that's what they did in Ireland. They were wearing those red bandanas in Ireland. That's why they continue to wear them. This is where redneck came from.
Hmm.
So now, I'm sorry.
No, I just like inverted burp there.
Okay. So now when you go back and look, you're going to see where these people, let me go to my next PowerPoint and then I'm going to land the plane on this one. My drive. I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know what it's called. It's crazy. But anyway, I can just kind of carry it from here. So with that said, these it should probably be around this one. These people they go to Ireland. Akhenaten's daughter goes to Ireland. She creates white people, and black people rule Ireland at this time. Have you ever heard anybody say black people ruled Ireland?
I have not.
Yes. So black people ruled Ireland because Queen Princess Scotia went to Ireland. She meets the Twa over there. They rule Ireland. They create redheads. And um, these redheads are ultra violent warriors. These redheads that they create are ultra violent warriors. Hear me now, understand me later. This is where Sideshow Bob, Chucky, all of these shows that are going to show redheads fighting, it's called the Fighting Irish. Check.
I remember that fighting Irish.
So now the first Irish that fought were the Stuarts. Well, Crumb, why is it important that the first Irish who ever fought were called Stuarts? Stuart means black.
Hmm.
The claim that Stuart means black is not entirely accurate, but its origins of the word, but it's rooted in the word's origins. Stuart is derived from the Old English word steward, meaning housekeeper or administrator, the admin. However, the word steward with the Old Norse is svart. Steward, it's not a W, it's a double V. Check.
Hmm.
That's not a crumb, it's a W. Listen, I know what a U look like, and a U is curvy and a V got straight lines. It's not a double U, that's a double V.
You posted something like that on Instagram once. I remember.
Correct. It's not swastika. How do you pronounce it, brother?
Svastika.
It's not Sweden. How do you pronounce it?
Sweden. Wow.
Hey, it's not swarthy. It's svarti.
Svart.
Svart, which means black.
Mm.
So now you got the Svarts over in Ireland. This is the Svart family or the Stuart dynasty. So now the Stuart dynasty is fighting. These are black people who were created by a black woman. I'm sorry, black people who were the lineage of a black woman who's an alien with red hair. And they create white people to fight for them. The Jacobites, remember, Jacob, there was no letter J. What are their names, brother?
Yakub.
They're not Jacobites, they're Yakubites.
Mm.
Yakub. They are playing with me. Why?
They think you're saying YouTube.
This is so goofy.
I think you have an accent.
So, brother, you know this is Yakub, right?
Wow, yeah.
So when I say Jacobites, I'm not being funny.
Mm-hmm.
This is the big head scientist. Her name is Princess Scotia. She's a big head scientist.
Hmm.
She creates white people, and they're called Yakubites, and they have red hair, and they fight their asses off. The Yakubites were supporters of the Stuart dynasty, particularly those who sought to restore the exiled Stuart kings. Michael Jackson told us it only takes 3 generations to turn a black family white. Amen, church?
Wow.
In the comments, can somebody type amen if Michael Jackson taught us it only takes 3 generations to turn a black family white? Press amen if you understand what I am saying. I'm going to press it because I understand. It only takes 3 generations to turn a black family white. That's it. This black family was fighting to stay black, but could not stay black to save their life. So they were fighting and they were losing the war. Everybody thought the war was over. Then the Stuarts released the secret weapon, an army of redheads who fought for 50. They thought the fight was damn near over. And then the Jacobites came out and fought for damn near 50 more years. Now you got to understand, these are people with sticks, stones, pickaxes, things like that. They don't have major artillery. These are country folk. These people come on the scene and they're vastly outnumbered. And they fight for 50 years. These redheads, this is where the movie Chucky comes from. This is where Sideshow Bob comes from. Go back and watch this is where Raggedy Ann and Andy were childless. I'm sorry, were orphans. I meant to mention them. I just thought about it, but no. I was trying to think of something else. Some other ultra violent redhead. But anyway,
Peggy Bundy.
Peggy. But wait, is that? Did you say that, or did somebody else say that?
I said it. It wasn't her natural hair color, but it was she was portrayed as a redhead.
She, right, and she had a very bad attitude.
Yeah.
These redheads have very bad attitudes. This is what the movie Braveheart was based on.
I knew you were gonna bring up Braveheart because there's a redheaded kid in Braveheart. Or they show him young, and then he gets older, but he's like the friend of William Wallace. Do you remember that?
Correct. Correct. These fighters will fight to the. Remember, in Braveheart, they were vastly outnumbered, but they had to fight their asses off. This is the Jacobites. The black people created white people with red hair. They did it in Ireland, which is called Hibernia. They did it in India, which is called in Indo-Aryans.
Mm-hmm.
They also did it in the Caucasus Mountains, which they call troglodytes.
I'm sorry. Every time you say Caucasus Mountains, I think of Cat Williams talking about the mountains of Caucasus. Remember?
Yeah,
He's saying
when
that
he was with it.
that's where Caucasians came from.
That man is a cock. He's from the Caucasus Mountains.
From the mountains of Caucasus.
Cat Williams, this is your son.
I love Cat Williams.
He was talking about this baby. Oh, girl.
Yeah,
He said that he
that's
looked
right.
like he got a credit score of 720.
Yeah.
He was, Cat's funny. But anyway,
But is that where the word Caucasian comes from, or was that just a joke?
no, no, no. That's all Wise Ryan exact.
Wow.
So now, um, these red-haired people, they fought, but they lost. After they lose, they're exiled. Where are the people exiled to? They're exiled to the Caribbean. Remember, the word Caribbean is an Irish word. Did Rihanna's daddy just die?
I am not familiar if of that news. I don't know.
Yes, Rihanna's father has died. He passed away at age 70 yesterday.
Oh no.
He's a red leg, not a redneck. In America, you call them rednecks. Remember, these were the people that Akhenaten created. They're called lepers. A unclean leper can't take the sun. Rihanna's father is not a redneck. In the islands, they call him red legs. Her father couldn't take the sun. They call them red legs. They're Irish. That's why a lot of those black people over there that were in Ireland, they got banished to Jamaica. Did Europe kick people out and banish them to Australia? Yes, European nations, primarily Britain, transported convicts to Australia. This is the same thing Ireland did to Jamaica. They transported all those black prisoners to Jamaica. That's why, um, does the Scottish flag look like the Jamaican flag?
Hmm.
That's why the Scottish flag and the Jamaican flag look the same.
Wow.
25% of the last names of black people in Jamaica are Irish.
Man, you going in, man. I'm like impressed with your depth of knowledge.
While it's not accurate to say 25%, because it's just rough, names of black people in Jamaica are Irish, but it's true that a significant portion of the Jamaican population has Irish ancestry because the black nobility who went to Ireland, they fought against Cromwell, Oliver Cromwell. Remember, these redheads, he was a redhead because remember, all of the dynasties that ruled Egypt, most of them were redheads. He was the redhead that defected against black people. There were redheads that supported black people and the redheads that did not support black people. Was King James a redhead? When they took over the throne from the Stuarts, they used the redheads. That's why a lot of these Jamaican people got red hair.
Hmm.
Do a lot of people in Jamaica got red hair? Let me go to all. While red hair is less common globally, Jamaican has higher than average number of people with red hair. Nobody, no, there are no other black people with red who got red hair, more red hair than Jamaica. Jamaica has the highest concentration of red hair black people than any other place in the entire world. Jamaicans are the nobility of Ireland. Jamaicans are the black nobility. And it's not even just Jamaicans. A lot of those people from the islands. Brother, you don't find it interesting? Jamaica, hold on. Do Jamaicans like to get irie?
Hmm.
Yeah. Jamaicans use irie as all things irie, brother. All things irie in Jamaica. You know how much all is?
Hmm.
Brother, do you know what we drink in Jamaica?
What?
Welcome to my lab.
Irish sea moss.
Hmm. What
That's,
part of Jamaica?
that's right.
Well, I'd be from
Why
Jamaica,
why
man.
why we not drinking Jamaican sea moss? Why in Jamaica we drinking Irish sea moss? We drinking Irish sea moss. We getting irie.
Hmm. Irie as an Irish. Wow, I didn't see that connection.
Not a mercy. What part of Jamaica?
So
Right
when
near the
when
beach.
when we say that black people are I'm sorry, redheads are black, this is what we're talking about. So I want to just kind of start the same way I finished. I wanted to remind you, because this is basically the end for me. Brother, this is a true statement. I will, in 13 days, be in Detroit with Chief Pontiac, aka Rod Hayes. He's going to be my guest lecturer, my guest of honor. I'll be there, and you will hopefully be there. It's only 10 seats available, and I think 4 of them are already sold, so we got a couple more left. The next weekend, that's the 14th. The next weekend after that is the 21st. I'm gonna hop over to Brooklyn. I'll be on Flatbush. Y'all know where that's at. 333 Lounge. Where the 333 Lounge at? On 333 Flatbush Ave.
Wow.
I'll be there with Jamar Milton. That's June 21st, summer solstice. The longest day of the year, I'll be in Brooklyn, New York with Jamar Milton. I'll be doing a lecture. He'll be performing. He's going to have his friends there. They'll all be performing.
The
So,
synchronicity of that event alone is astounding. The fact that it's on the 21st, the
come on.
fact that it's on 333 Lounge.
Right.
You're there with it, bro. It's like you're exactly where you need to be.
The very next weekend after that, I will be in ATL, Atlanta, Georgia, with the Minister of Information. We're going to be at his house. He lives in a mini mansion. It's like a posh loft, but it's still going to be limited seating. He's a professional chef. That's what he does to pay his bills. So he'll be cooking for us.
Wow.
I'll do a lecture. Well, I'm not really going to do a lecture, but he'll do a lecture. We're going to have some amenities. We're going to do some things where we meditate if that's the type of thing you do. This is adults only. So you can get your tickets at crumbtv.info/events. That's crumbtv.info/events. If you want to be a part of that, hopefully I'll see you there. So with that said, brother, I want to yield the floor.
Wow. Great job, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Trying to find how to stop sharing screen. There you go. Stop.
Astounding. I'm gonna put that link in the description. crumbtv.info slash what was it? crumbtv.info
/events.
events. I'm gonna put the HTTP in the front of it too, so that they can just click on it.
I think there's only one ticket for Atlanta left as well. There's only
Ooh.
one ticket.
So anyone in Atlanta better jump on that one
Well,
ticket left.
well, you got to remember, Atlanta is kind of like the central hub. Go south, you're in Florida. Go west, you're in Alabama. I'm talking about Mobile. These are big cities. Mobile is west. South is Jacksonville. North, I'm sorry, yeah, northeast is South Kakalaki, which is a 3-hour drive. Northwest is Tennessee, 3-hour drive. South Florida, 3-hour drive. Alabama, 3-hour drive. This
Wow.
is this is one of the major. So if you're in the surrounding area, same thing with New York, family. If you in Connecticut, you know what the deal is. If you in Philly and Jersey, you know what the deal is. Same thing with Detroit, family. If you in Philly, I'm sorry, if you in Chicago, you 4 hours. Chicago is 4 hours from Detroit. Ohio, right down the street, 4 hours. Y'all know what the deal is. So tap in with me, brother, and best believe I'm coming back to LA.
Nice. Yo, we really racked up a whole bunch of viewers too, because we started off at like 70 people watching and now we're at 125. And I had just originally titled it Crumb TV Special Presentation. How
Oh,
how should I title this episode? What would you call your
origin,
presentation?
origins of red hair.
Origins of red hair. I'm gonna put.
Or black people. I'm sorry. Gingers are black. Whichever one you want to go with.
Ooh.
Maybe people don't know what ginger means though.
I
I don't.
think
I don't know.
I think most do, especially the viewers
Okay. Yeah.
of Priest channel. Like I said, the viewers of Priest channel are a little bit older generation. You know what I mean? I mean by comparison.
Yeah.
Chrome TV presentation. That was good, man. All right, so y'all check the description. You're also gonna see the Instagram link and YouTube link for CrumbTV up there also, and his official website. But y'all get on that. Y'all get on those tickets, man. Yeah, there's a Jamaican restaurant in LA that's blowing up that my buddy owns, and he says he's just getting more and more customers. Everyone's trying the jerk chicken.
What? Hold on, brother. Hold on.
Hmm.
What's the most famous Jamaican dish in the world?
Isn't it the jerk chicken?
Okay, maybe it's
I
jerk
gotta
chicken.
ask Priest because Priest like
No,
knows a lot about it too.
no, you're right. It is jerk chicken. I was
Hmm.
thinking beef patty, but beef patty is not more popular than jerk chicken.
Hmm.
Tell me why beef patty. Now remember, the people go to Spain, which at that time was called Iberia. Then they go to South America. Then they go to Ireland, which was called Hibernia or Hiberia.
Hmm.
The beef patty is a mix between the Spanish empanada and the Irish Cornish patty. The
Okay.
beef patty is nothing more than the beef patty tells the story of how Jamaicans went from Spain to Ireland to that island. And they brought that beef patty with them. That beef patty is not indigenous to that island. Family, this is not to disrespect the people of Jamaica. Their history goes past that island. That ain't no
Hmm.
disrespect to nobody. But them people, I'm sorry, please.
I was gonna say continue on. You said the beef patty by itself came from there.
The beef patty is an amalgamation. It's a P Diddy king of remix. Remember, Diddy's the king of remixes. I'm being funny.
Yeah.
The beef patty is a remix between the Spanish empanada
Hmm.
and the Irish Cornish patty or Cornish burger or something. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, I know the Germans came up with the hamburger. So
Okay,
they must have taken that patty, put it between two buns, and relabeled it, remixed it.
right, because that is not indigenous to Jamaica.
Hmm.
The people of Jamaica brought that to Jamaica. They brought it from Ireland, but they brought it from Ireland. I'm sorry, but they took it to Ireland and they brought it from uh dag nabbit from Spain. Now, this is the thing, brother. Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Who is the king of burgers in America?
One of them would be McDonald's,
McDonald's, and then who's the biggest competitor?
Burger King.
And then there was somebody a couple years ago who tried to compete with them, and the name was Hardee's. What type of
Hmm.
burger did Hardee's come with?
Also known as Carl's Jr. What kind of burgers do they come with? What do you mean, like?
What type of burger did Hardee's bring out to challenge McDonald's and Burger King?
Ooh. I'm assuming the chicken sandwich, maybe, or
Angus burger.
Angus. Okay.
Do you remember the Angus burger?
I do remember the Angus burger. I wasn't a big Carl's Jr. guy or Hardee's guy before.
So, so now Angus is simply a remix of the word negus.
Oh wow.
So now,
Huh.
do you know the Angus burger comes from the Angus cow? Do you know what the Angus cow looks like?
No, I assumed it was some type of Texas thing. You
No.
know, because every time you see like a Texan type of thing or Texas like barbecue place, they use the word Angus.
Hmm.
So I assumed it had to do with some kind of, cow that came from Angus, Texas or something.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's just what I assumed. I used to go to this place called was it uh it was a Black Angus. Remember Black Angus?
Hmm.
That was it's
Black.
there's a lot less of them now. They still exist, but there's a place called Black Angus. How
Well,
crazy is
here,
that? Go ahead.
let me stop lying. I do not remember or know about Black Angus.
You
I've never heard of
don't?
it in my whole life. No, sir.
Yo, they were huge in California, man. If you Google it,
Can,
look up Black
can I can,
Angus. Go
can I
ahead.
share screen again?
Yes, just yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So let me
You
delete it.
let me stop. I'm doing a share right now. Okay. Yeah, Black Angus. That's one of the most popular restaurants back in the day. Families would go there and they have big old steakhouse and they have the standard meat and potatoes, kind of what Outback Steakhouse was. There was Black Angus. We used to always go there with the family when I was a kid. Yeah, man, it was fire. I like Outback nowadays, but look, they still exist. Yeah.
Wow. Black Angus.
Mm-hmm.
So now when you look at the word Angus, Angus is an anagram. Angus is an anagram for negus.
Wow.
When you're looking at the word Angus, it's no surprise that it has Black Angus because you
Wow.
got the word negus. So now let's go look up the Angus cow. Brother, have you ever seen an Angus cow?
No.
Angus most commonly refers to the black or red colored beef cattle breed known as Aberdeen Angus or American Angus. This breed is known for its marbling and flavor,
Mm.
leading to its popularity in the beef industry. The name Angus can refer to its Scottish county,
Wow. There it is. Scottish.
a baby's boy name of Celtic origin. Now, you said Black Angus. I'm sorry, Black Angus.
Yeah.
What is the female version of Angus?
I don't know.
Agnes.
Oh, okay.
So
Agnes.
now, if you go look up Black Agnes,
Oh, you really putting things together.
that's Angus again. Dag nabbit.
Yeah, Google will do
Ag.
that. Did you mean this?
That autocorrect goofy crap.
Yeah, you gotta search instead for on the bottom.
Ag.
Right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
click.
go.
There you go.
Black Agnes rejected. So there is this thing that challenged Disney a couple years back. If you're a girl dad, you're gonna love this. If you're a girl dad, you're gonna love this. There was this new line called Rejected Queens and I'm sorry, excuse me, Rejected Princesses. Rejected Princesses was challenging Disney princesses. All the Disney princesses that Disney, well, all the princesses that Disney didn't find worthy, Rejected Princesses told their story. So they told the story of Black Agnes. And Rejected Queens is not some pro-black Black Panther bull crap, Black Lives Matter hate group.
Hmm.
Rejected Princesses is just a regular, it's princesses, indiscriminate, unbiased. It's girl power, nothing race related or anything. There's no agenda with Rejected Princesses. So when they decided to to illustrate Black Agnes as a black girl, which is obvious, me for one, I was elated. So now Black Agnes is right now you would call her Jamaican. Back then you would have called her Irish. She's a Jamaican Irish girl. She's Irie. She's royalty. I think she's like a noble or something or a countess. And this is like maybe 13th century Ireland. Remember, Michael Jackson told you it only takes 3 generations to turn a black person white. They were black people from the 10th to the 13th century. They created white people. Some of those white people defected and took over. This is where you get the black nobility. Princess Agnes was black nobility. My apologies. I yield. I promise.
Wow. Yo, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one heck of a steakhouse. Yo. Okay, let me do a share screen on my end.
hmm
Back over here. Um. Yeah, I mean, that's what's crazy about the ginger thing. And the idea that gingers have no souls was so prominent. And I look it up on Skynet, and it goes back to the very first thing I told you about with Cartman doing that copper cab satire thing. Crazy, but it all points back to your original presentation.
Yeah, I gotta go watch that South Park episode. But I was gonna say, Malcolm X is ginger too.
Get out of here, Malcolm X. What?
But Malcolm X got Irish on his mama's side.
Oh wow, yo, that's crazy, man.
But I'll stay with you through the music episode if you want.
Yeah, let's do
Or-
it. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat room. We'll give them a minute or so.
Oh yes, somebody said we can't manipulate words. Ginger is an anagram for the N word.
Oh wow,
Ginger is an anagram. Brother,
I'm done.
have can you Google smoky Irish?
Yeah. Okay, bringing it on screen.
Smoked Irish.
Smoky. You said smoked?
Smoked Irish.
I feel like it's gonna bring up some type of blunt brand.
Yeah, hit that first one. No, the wiki article. It says noun, smoked Irish, derogatory, ethnic slur.
Oh wow.
You see that?
Yeah.
Can you read what it says at the very top under etymology?
Yeah, let's see. From
Etymology.
the joint low status of blacks and the Irish in Britain and the United States during the 19th century.
Blacks and Irish were the same back then. They were called smoked Irish.
Wow.
They called the Irish are inside out in the N word, smoked Irish, inside out N word. The Irish and the black were the same people. Smoked Irish.
I never saw that connection ever happening. That's crazy. Damn, man. All right, let's hit up this chat room. Yeah, English is a very twisted tongue, as Doggone says. That is crazy. Dublin.
Dublin means black. Douglas means black. Stewart means black. Arnold Schwarzenegger, brother. Can we? When are
Oh
we?
my god, we can
when-
go all day. Go ahead.
When are we going to deal with the name Arnold Schwarzenegger?
People are afraid to say it in general now.
Arnold Schwartz. You know Schwartz.
Schwartz, yeah, you just pointed out Schwartz, like Stewart with Schwartz.
Swartzy. You're a dark N word, brother. You can't make this stuff up,
Kind of redundant, though, huh?
brother. The issue's in our face so much that the fact that we haven't realized this yet is embarrassing. That girl said gingers are black, and I laughed at her because she had no context. But for real, she don't need no context. The proof is in the pudding.
So she knew it, but you explained it.
Amen.
That is crazy.
Do we have any questions or super chats or?
We have no super chats. Solar Facts says he's Irish. True in Germany. No, I think people are just watching, not really have any questioning. They're just kind of taking it all in. You know, because
A lot of those,
go ahead.
a lot of Irish people are famous for being drunkards and drinkers.
Yeah. Well, they also
Jama-
are known for having a high alcohol tolerance.
Same thing with Jamaicans. Ain't that something, y'all?
Wow.
What? How did Biggie get here? Biggie Smalls. How he told us he got here because his mama and daddy mixed him with what?
I don't know.
Jamaican rum and whiskey.
Whoa.
Biggie said in the song his mama and daddy mixed him with Jamaican rum and whiskey. Because Jamaicans and people from the islands are big drinkers. Once the Irish got kicked out of Ireland, a lot of them became pirates, and the pirates were the pirates of where?
The Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Remember, Caribbean is an Irish word.
Oh my God, that's my movie too. Yo, now you got me thinking about the movie and the redheads
Right.
that were in that movie.
Well, remember when you're dealing with the pirate accent, that's an Irish accent. Well, it's a
R
Scottish.
matey.
That was Irish, Scottish, British.
Wow, you're right, huh? Taking all of me silver. Oh yeah, that's kind of Irish.
Correct.
Yo, I'm gonna go on Pirates of the Caribbean in a couple weeks too. Going to Disneyland with this girl. I'm not gonna tell her all of this stuff on the ride, but I'm gonna be thinking about it. I want to be like, yo, this is crazy. Um, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the movie too.
Well, I
There,
want to give the. I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
If anybody has any questions, please, if you haven't asked them already, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yo, remember the girl that played the witch?
Come on,
She was pretty too.
bro. You better teach.
Remember
I
her?
can't, I can't do this with y'all. That's Auburn.
Tia Dalma?
That's that's definitely Auburn.
She was playing the what was it? What was the not the Kraken.
I thought she was like a witch or
Calypso.
something.
She was Calypso.
Calypso. Right.
Yeah.
Calypso means the hidden one.
Yeah, she was a witch, but very smart. And then you had this Hollywood actor of Dominican parents. What it says here. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean also. Also an actor. Wow. I'm a big fan of the pirate movies.
Yeah, me too. I was hoping we did. I was kind of hoping we had some type of questions though.
Ooh, Zoe Saldana. Okay, yeah, we got a super chat popped up right here. David Flores says, such a great build tonight. Huge shout out to CrumbTV.
I just want to put some respect on his name. That's David Flores Animation.
Yeah, David Flores.
I believe he did Killah Priest's website.
He did Killah Priest animation. I did Killah Priest website.
Okay, excuse me. Keep me honest.
But I did put David Flores' work on the website.
And he does magnificent work.
Yeah.
So just put some respect on his name real quick.
Yeah, he just we got that movie coming out, the Lion movie, which is the story of Daniel and the lions, but from the perspective of the lions. It's a brilliant movie that Priest put together. Should be coming out soon. But yeah, everyone's seen all the animations that David Flores has done in the music videos. The vast videos that Priest has done. I'm gonna go back and watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that's a must watch.
Yeah. And the guy Blackbeard, if you saw the most recent one, he was coming from like a Mexican origin. Or Spain. I'm sorry. Not Mexican, Spain. Representing the Spaniards. Blackbeard.
Okay, gotcha.
There was another when they go to the Fountain of Youth, they had Spain there, and I believe they had the French there, but like all the countries you were talking about were kind of all in there too. A little bit of a history lesson if you know the connections and all that, but they supposedly had gone to the center of the earth and found the Fountain of Youth, and they all ended up fighting each other and stuff. But it was interesting seeing them depict Spain pirates. Also, at World's End, it shows different pirates from different origins. And Spain was there, and they also had like the Asian pirates that were coming from the chat knows, it was starts with an S or something. But it was a part of Siberia, and that's something. Um, Otherwise it's gonna bug me. Yeah, where were they from? Shaoyun Fat. I'm trying to think of the name of where they represented. Put it in the chat if y'all remember. It starts with an S or something.
Well, I'm sorry. What's the question again?
The origin of the Asian pirates that were depicted on Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm,
It was Shanghai, I think it was.
is it Sang or Shang?
Shanghai. They fought these Asian pirates. I'm gonna have to go on to um the
Now, when you're dealing with Shanghai,
yeah.
that's a verb and a noun. The noun is a city. The verb is to kidnap somebody and put them on a ship. That's why
Mm.
I don't take Dane Calloway seriously
Dane
because
Calloway. Oh yeah, yeah.
they be like, so people was taking people and putting them on ships and carrying them away as slaves. Yeah, it was called Shanghaiing somebody.
Singapore. Found it. Yeah, Shanghai. They represented the South China Seas, and they were from Singapore. Okay, I just had to think of Singapore. It was on me. I wanted to figure out that name.
Gotcha.
I just liked seeing all the different countries coming together and seeing the different types of pirates. That was interesting.
Well, I was going to say this. I mean, you open the door, I'll walk through it.
Mm-hmm.
This whole time period, this is the golden age of ships.
Hmm.
And you know who starts the golden age of ships?
Who?
China.
Okay. That's why they were so
China's
involved in that movie too.
because they were the ones who start the whole thing on the seas. It's called a treasure ship. You can Google that. The treasure ships are these huge, massive ships. The Chinese start because the, they start the second Silk Road with these treasure ships. It's the water Silk Road, and these
Wow.
some of these ships can hold 27,000 people or something like that.
Because interesting, the pirates did use a lot of swords.
Now those swords, that's called a Savitar. I believe I'm pronouncing it right. That's a Moorish sword. I'm sorry, scimitar. It's called a scimitar.
Wow.
So those scimitars, because your very first pirates were called privateers. It says Ching Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, this is the Pirates of the Caribbean, old girl.
Wow.
Now, if you go back to okay, no, never mind, never mind. Oh, that's that Sea of Thieves. Okay,
Yeah. I don't know. Just
so yeah,
so many, so many cultures coming together in that movie. It's interesting to see the connection, and it makes sense too because of Asia using so many boats to transport stuff.
well, um, what do you call those big boats that like old people go on and they like gamble and just kind of go out to sea? What do you call those boats?
You mean like just cruise ships?
Cruise ships. Um, that's kind of like what the Chinese had. Their boats were so big it was like a cruise ship, and
Hmm.
that's what set off the great era of ships. So when people say things like, "Where were they building ships at?" I was like, everywhere.
Hmm.
That was the golden age of ship. Like everybody and their mama were making ships back then. It was like to even ask that type of question, what means you don't understand. Like if like the Spanish Armada, they taught us about the Spanish Armada in school. Do you
Hmm.
remember them teaching us about the Spanish Armada? Or I know a lot of us went to
Vaguely.
sleep. Yeah,
Vaguely, yeah.
but it was like a whole big deal with them ships back then. Um, and I'm from Virginia, which is really a hole in the wall state.
Hmm.
But Virginia gives you, like, we got a tunnel. I'm sorry, excuse me. We have a bridge called the Monitor Merrimack. Now, for someone like you on the West Coast, I'm sure that means nothing to you.
Hmm.
Monitor Merrimack means nothing, right?
Modern Merrimack, yeah.
Yeah. Like in Virginia, Monitor Merrimack means something. In
Hmm.
California, it means nothing. So yeah, they said these boats were so big, it was like a city on the water. When we say remember, they said old people will go on a cruise ship and retire and die on a boat because they'll live on a cruise ship. They were doing that in China. They were living on those boats. They said some of those boats were so big, it was like a city on the boat. This is the golden age of shipbuilding. So when people ask goofy questions like who was making boats, here, I'm gonna give you a stone, put it in your hand. I'm gonna blindfold you, spin you around 3 times, throw the rock, and wherever it lands, I guarantee you they were building boats there. Cause it was like asking somebody in Detroit, where do they build cars? You'd be like, yo, we in Detroit, they build them everywhere.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's really
Everybody,
industrial area over there, huh?
that's how it was with the boats back then.
On
But if you don't,
on 8 Mile, Eminem was working in some type of industrial type of place,
it,
making parts.
making parts for cars because that's what they do out there.
Wow.
So this would have been a Monitor Merrimack type boat. When I say Monitor Merrimack, what I'm referring to is the first ironclad ships. Back then, they were making boats. They started making boats metal
Hmm.
in Virginia, where I'm from. I'm from that area where they made the Monitor and the Merrimack. This is during the Civil War. People in Virginia know about this because that's just what it's Virginia.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know no goofy ass boat history if you didn't live in Virginia. Because remember, after Pearl Harbor, they moved America's biggest naval shipyard to Virginia because outside of Hawaii, Virginia has the deepest ports at the Chesapeake Bay to where you can get those big ships in there. There's no other deeper oceans on the shores of America outside of Virginia beyond Hawaii.
Hmm. Crazy.
That's the only reason I know is because I'm from Virginia.
Okay. That's what's up, man. Dropping knowledge. You're gonna have to do a whole other episode talking about Pirates of the Caribbean. That would be fun.
Let's do it.
You know what I mean? Like not any particular um you know movie of them, but like just pointing out the truths. Um, because there was like they mentioned a trade company. What was it? West Indian Trade Company in the movie. You remember that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of like historical stuff in the movie. You know, to a lot of people it's silly, but like there's a lot of like historical stuff that could be talked about.
Can I?
Like, go ahead.
No. That's not silly at all. Can
Yeah.
I? My apologies. Can I share screen one more
Yeah, of
time? I
course.
hate.
Please do. No, we
Yeah.
love it, man.
Okay.
Oh,
I know
damn,
you.
you already got a whole thing? No way, you're already ready for it. Got Jack Sparrow in there. Oh,
You
dude.
it's not right without Jack. Come on now.
Yeah. You could do a whole thing on Jack alone. Oh, there's my girl.
Alone. Yeah, she got to be in there.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, you got a whole pirates. Yeah, we gotta set that up one day.
Mm,
That'll be cool. Maybe this summer or something. We'll set that up. That'll be
okay. Yeah.
cool. You know, we have to time it all right. I don't know if they're working on another movie. I like to like drop episode content and topics around the right time as other stuff is happening. Do you know what I mean? So like if a new Pirates movie's coming out, it's a perfect time to do a whole episode on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like do things based upon the timing of releases of pop culture or whatever. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We're gonna plan all that in advance. That'll be cool. All
Yep.
right. Anyone else in the chat room? Got anything? Yeah, we could talk about how they always use the name Jack in these movies. You notice that?
No, I didn't.
Like Jack and the Beanstalk, Jack Sparrow. A lot of movies in culture will use the name Jack. And Santos Bonacci pointed out that Jack kind of goes back to the sun because we're always watching the hero's journey. You know, and the sun as it transits throughout the year is going through the hero's journey also. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like it goes up and then it's triumphant and then it's betrayed and it falls and it goes through hell only to rise up at the end and happy ending. You know, the hero's journey.
Right.
So apparently there's a connection to the word Jack and the sun and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll bring all that up at another time. Shout out to everyone in the chat room and 127 people watching right now. That's awesome. Jake
How many
Bland.
people normally watch?
So usually we'll get lately we've had around 60. If Priest isn't here, we normally have between 65 and 80 watching at a time, and then we get a bunch of people watching the playback. But actually live, when Priest is here, it's usually around this many people, 124. We've had up to I think 600 or 700 watching, but that's when it was like, we had, major guests.
Right.
We've had some shows we would have like 5 guests in one show. It'd be crazy.
I wanted to ask the family, could we get the family to tap in with that good like button? Could we? Well, I mean, I don't know let me see how many likes we got, and let's just kind of like set a goal.
Everybody hit the like button. I'm gonna go turn on some lights because like the sun went down.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, we had 72 likes. If we can get like, let's say a good 100, that would be peaceful. We had 72. We get like a good 100 likes. I really appreciate the family. If you could also go subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate all of y'all. I look forward to doing more work with all of y'all. Listen, family, if y'all want me to come back, let me think. Once every 2 weeks. If you want me to do a PowerPoint presentation once every 2 weeks, let's get 100 likes. Hey, I like what you're doing. 100. Let's get you back. And family, listen, in the comments, of course, in the comments. Where else? Drop a topic. What do you want me to cover? Maybe. Listen, I've done We Are the Reptilians. I've done all types of stuff. But anyway, I guess you back.
Yeah, keep going. That's great. Yeah. I did put a thing out one time in the community. I would put up a survey, and people would choose like, what kind of topics do you want to see more of? Like esoteric stuff, more Egyptology. You guys want more astrology? And I gotta because there's so many new viewers on the show, and Priest has so many more subscribers. I gotta repost that and try to get some feedback on what people want to see. A lot of music stuff is always good. Anything pertaining to music is good. I know you could probably do 3 presentations on Diddy alone.
Listen, Diddy innocent, bro.
Yeah?
Diddy innocent. Everybody's innocent because the way trial works, it's not like spades. You don't hold your best cards till last. If you don't get to the point, we're going to declare this a mistrial. We have yet to see anything regarding Rico. The stuff they found for Diddy, I got that stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, lube is your friend. Trust me. If you don't
Mm.
got no lube, you not tapping in.
Hmm.
Find something she likes. What else? Toys. Listen, the average girl got more toys than you and me.
Mm-hmm.
You the toy. She got you the toy. You the boy toy, and she got
Yeah,
other toys.
that's true. No, you're
So
right. I could tell stories, but that'd be inappropriate right now. But yeah, that's crazy.
in it in addition to that, if you go and look in in on average, New York is number one. New York is not. Well, see, somebody said Diddy ran a grape gang.
Yeah.
None of that has come to court. That's all internet talk. The difference is the internet is the internet. That's
Yeah.
not in the courtroom. I
Yeah.
knew the second nobody was going to, oh, we got the Diddy tapes. Y'all ain't played no Diddy tapes. Where are the Diddy tapes of the Diddy freak-offs? I don't want to hear about Cassie. I want to hear about the kids.
Hmm.
Ain't no kids. Usher's not coming on. Justin Bieber's not taking the stand. There are no
Yeah.
tapes. This is about Cassie. Cassie got paid. She was in a relationship with him. And in most states, being in a relationship for more than 7 years is common law marriage. At
Yeah.
the end of the
That's.
day,
Go ahead.
this the RICO charge and the trafficking charge are trumped up charges. Listen, family, I know you guys don't really know anything about a lot of this type of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's called throwing the book at you. They'll throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks.
Sticks.
This is not an FBI case. The FBI has an 85% success rate because they'll be doing a case on you for years. The Diddy case came after he filed that lawsuit against Diego for that alcohol.
Hmm.
That's when the FBI did not raid Diddy's house. Homeland Security raided Diddy's house. That was on the flip. They don't
Wow.
have a case against Diddy. That video they showed of Cassie in the hotel was from 10 years ago.
I heard
They
that.
showed they showed you the Cassie tapes, but they didn't show you no Diddy freak off tapes.
Hmm.
Nah. The same reason they not gonna show you no Diddy freak off tapes is the same reason they not gonna show you that Epstein list. Pam
Yeah.
Bondi Pam Bondi says she got that Epstein list on her desk 3 months ago. And
Yeah.
then 2 weeks ago, no, less than 2 weeks ago, Trash Patel said Epstein committed suicide. I'm
Wow.
done.
Yeah. We
Uh,
we gotta save this for when Priest is in the building, cause this is some crazy topics.
Diddy is about to have a mistrial. They don't have no evidence. This has nothing to do with RICO. Family, when you dealing with a case between a husband and a wife, that's not federal, that's not state, that's municipal.
Hmm.
This is at the federal level. That's why this is not the young Crumb. We're going to go live and watch the Diddy case. No, we not going to watch the Diddy case. This is federal. That young thug RICO case, that was state. Ain't no cameras in a federal building. That's why your ass got all those goofy ass sketches.
Hmm.
Diddy should not be on trial. The person doing those goofy ass sketches should be on trial.
Hmm.
Them horrible pictures of Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy looking like Scooby Doo in them pictures.
Yeah. For real. I mean, some are saying it's a distraction from something else. Who knows, man? We in some crazy times. We've been in some crazy times.
Family, you got to be focused for something to be a distraction. Americans ain't focused on nothing. This is a distraction from the Beyonce thing. I'm just making something up. I'm being facetious, but this ain't a distraction because there ain't nobody. Oh, there's a movement and something's happening and we need to distract the people. Ain't no movement. Ain't nothing happening. Y'all at home eating Pop Tarts in your boxers. You don't need no. The government don't need to distract you. You ain't doing nothing.
Wow. For real, huh?
Y'all on the internet talk about distractions.
Yeah. That's
From
true.
what? You ain't focused on nothing to be
Distraction
distracted.
from other distractions.
Right.
Damn.
Go watch Matrix Part 2. When Neo woke up from the Matrix, he figured nigga, you in another Matrix. The
Yeah.
Matrix knew your ass was going to wake up. This is the Matrix for niggas who woke up out. I'm sorry. This is the
Wow.
Matrix for people who woke up from out of the Matrix. Goofy. You thought you woke up.
Damn, you deep. That's crazy. Okay. Are you ready for the song promotion segment?
Let's go.
Let's get right to it.
Song promotions. You send in your music, we play it live on the show for Killah Priest and the world to hear.
Yeah, and for those at home, Priest is watching the show. So if you submit your tracks, don't think you're not being heard by Priest. All the music in the song promotion segment is heard by Priest. So we're going to get into it right now. Let me open up the module here. Today is the 1st. So our last show was on the 29th. Okay, so I'm looking for anything after the 29th here. All right. Our first submission is by an artist named Gstaxxx from Louisville, Kentucky. The MP3, and the song is called Bone to Flesh. Oh shit. Hold on. I forgot to turn back on the... Here we go.
Astral travel with me on the land of souls, where low and high frequencies of energies continuously flow. Up, down, left, right, 306 degrees around the globe. It's the battle of synergy, energy, trying to maintain a strong electric current flow with the movement of a centipede with Godspeed, a constant growth to finally ascend into the cosmos of the heavens, away from the Anglo-Saxon reptilian cyber clones, and seek over frequency played by the ancestors by a saxophone, telling one to come home as the light flash sparks, quick to let his presence be known. From breath to breath, bone to flesh, it's that time to manifest. And seek of the supreme man stated best. To look deep inside oneself, for the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. For the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. From breath to breath, bone to flesh, it's that time to manifest. And seek of the supreme man stated best. To look deep inside oneself, for the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. For the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. Slowly lead one home, yet like years away, it's the saxophone tone beautifully blows. As one flow through a mountain of space, capsule from NASA, I found abandoned near the Fort Knox lab, factory slab, had to grab it. Luckily the rocket thrust was still intact after the crash hit, able one to continue the journey and follow the path throughout the ethers. Right back home, my people suffer from die fast, while poverty and death be the gun blast, outlining many souls in white chalk down. From breath to breath, bone to flesh, it's that time to manifest. And seek of the supreme man stated best. To look deep inside oneself, for the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. For the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. From breath to breath, bone to flesh, it's that time to manifest. And seek of the supreme man stated best. To look deep inside oneself, for the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. For the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. Where the body's transported quickly to the cooler, where big business is made and organs is bought and sold to the high ups. This when I received the sign way higher up. Replenish the land, the stars cut as the sunshine pulling with magnetic thrust. Or this flame too hot to touch, causing life with the moon nerd to back it up. My reflection caused life cycles, such a beautiful blessing. All praise due to our new, just know I'm in the radius. Soon to hit your stratosphere of 2 suns and 3 moons. The landing may be slightly intense, as the module say you have now landed. From breath to breath, wrist, bone to flesh, it's that time to manifest. And seek of the supreme man stated best. to look deep inside oneself for the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. For the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. From breath to breath, bone to flesh, it's that time to manifest. In seek of the supreme max stated best. To look deep inside oneself for the almighty delight of abundance of wealth. For the almighty delight of abundance of wealth.
All right. What did you guys think of that? That was Gstaxxx from Louisville, Kentucky. Bone to Flesh.
Peace.
Peace. How you doing? We got
Peace,
Crip Jesus in the
family.
house.
Yeah, I was feeling that, man. I was feeling that. That was hot.
Yeah, man.
That was hot.
Peace, good brother. How are you?
Oh, man, all is well.
Yeah, I thought the beat was cool. I think the the production, I think that was not good. That was probably the part that needs the most work.
Gotcha. Yeah, nowadays, especially with hip hop, it's hard to tell what's intentional and what's not. I remember Method Man. One of my favorite rappers. He was saying to keep it gutter, intentionally. You know what I mean? That's why when Aurora Borealis submits some of his tracks, I'm very I try not to be too hard on him on the production because in some subgenres of hip hop, it's important to have an authenticity that is imperfect by design. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but when it's imperfect, it has to be that much more entertaining. See, yeah, Method Man, METHOD was rugged, but it also was catchy. Dun, 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 dun. A little kid can vibe to that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
What's going on with my goddamn camera, man?
Well, I have you cropped.
No. Here we go.
There you go.
We go.
Yeah.
All right. Good show.
True. But yeah. It's cool. Yeah, there was a rawness to it.
No, for sure. Like I said, I was feeling it.
Yeah. So shout out to Gstaxxx, Louisville, Kentucky. Bone to Flesh. Good submission.
Gstaxxx.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that Gstaxxx. I'm fucking with, the breath.
I think his lyrics are very good. I
that's what I'm
love
saying. The lyrics were so good.
yeah.
Like, man.
I mean, for me, the lyrics was the best part. For me, the production, not so stellar.
Gotcha. All right. Next up.
Jerry Blackwell.
Hold on. I'm out of control over here. Okay. Next up, we've got an artist named Blackwell from Greensboro, North Carolina. The song is called Last Days. Hold on, I gotta fix some sizing here. I don't have designated scenes yet, so everybody bear with me. Here we go.
Perilous times when you can open up the paper and just stare at the signs. You see the earthquakes in diverse lands. The love of many waxing cold. The bro just pulled a homicide on his mans. The price of life isn't 500 grand. Man, you could die for a grand. Forget a brick, you could die for a gram. A lot of chicks wanna die for the gram. She flew to DR for the surgery so her buttocks and her thighs could expand. Sacrificed her whole future for the eyes of a man who never wanted her. Low self-esteem sent Queen down to the coroner. Plus there's wars in the rumors of wars, strife domestically, political confusion abroad as nation rise against nation. The drone strikes killed the children who were hiding in basements amid threats of nuclear annihilation. One world money, they trying to make it. What's your move when they want to chip up your hand to supply your payment? False prophecy, bogus greatest messiahs. Why homies spewing false doctrine when he know he's a liar? Forsook the light, instead he chose his desires. Unfortunately joining multitudes of others who be thrown into fire. We're in the land of the American idols that never sing. It's so insidious. Today they stick idols inside your dreams. I'm just a messenger, but I'll tell you, if it ain't the Messiah, the biggest idol in your life is your greatest desire. We need his spirit. You know what? Those people can think that they're free as free can be imagined. I don't know if anybody's looking for Jesus, but I'm gonna tell you something. The Bible says when you are free in Jesus, you are free indeed. Amen. That's real freedom. That's real freedom. How many of you believe that Jesus is freedom? I'm gonna do this.
All right. That was BLACKWELL, Last Days, off the new album BLACKGEM, produced by DINO the Dandada.
Okay, now, my bad for cutting you off. Am I first?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So, here's my thing. Music is not about opinion. Music is about vibration. So I like to take music places where no one knows even what's being played. No one knows it's you or whatever. Just play, see what the reaction is. So there's someone in the background here. And the homie said, he said, man, I ain't feeling that intro. When the song dropped, he like, that's hard. What's that? He didn't even know it was the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just hearing what's going on in the background. He doing something else. So I would say either change the intro, take it off, or shorten it. Yeah, shorten it. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But not saying get mad like we saying the song is that hot that we need the intro to be shortened so we can get to that hot ass song. That shit hot.
You just hear this from a listener.
Yeah.
Someone who's actually listening to your music. I don't even know y'all, but I like the song though. But the intro was too long to be like old school like that in that type of way.
Yeah, the song too hot and too modern. You need to shorten that intro.
The intro wasn't vibing enough for me to be like, oh yeah, this shit about to be dope. Like
yeah.
When
just shorten the intro.
Like the intro should have had me guessing like, damn, I wonder what kind of beat they're gonna play. Like how the song gonna start off.
Yeah.
The intro. I'm sorry, bro.
No, it's good. I'm just go ahead. You want to go more?
Yeah. I'm honestly, to be truthful with you, I think an intro should have a person mind curious, like a curious mindset. Like when you hear an intro, it's the first impression of everything. It's the first impression of the instrumental, how the way the song drops, what lyrics you're going to say. So like if the lyrics are not very catchy in the beginning of the song, or if the beat's not really popping, they're going to be quick to change the song before they can get a chance to actually hear the intro drop in and actually hear the song itself.
Yeah, I would say I would agree with everything he said, and to shorten it or to summarize it so he could leave with something. 15-second rule. That's what Dr. Dre said. He said you want the song to capture the listener within the first 15 seconds.
That's what's up.
But like he said, the song is hard. We're only saying all that because the song is that damn hard. We need that intro shortened so we can get straight to that hard ass song. Yeah.
That's what's up. CrumbTV, how'd you like it?
I loved everything about that song. I love the delivery. I love the content, how deep it was, the messaging in it. The flow was there, the lyrics was there, the beat was there. I loved that joint hit me like, whoa. And even when you look in the comments, all you see is fire. That joint's just like, well, half those fires are me, but shout out to him.
That's what's up. Once again, that was BLACKWELL. Song was Last Days, Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you for that submission. That was cool. All right, next up, we've got an artist named Evolving Wings from San Francisco, California, the Mission District. This song is called 91 Magnificent. Bring it up on screen. Okay, hold on. This is a video, so let me set it up better. Hold on a second. Go more full screen with this one. Oh, they got a wide angle video. Hold up. 1 second, bring this out. Bam. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Evolving wings. Yeah. I'm a genius, original purpose, resurrect like the phoenix. From the mother lotus emerges, no longer feel wordless. To be a service to purpose, it's evolving wings por vida. Got them all like Nita, eternal bleed the brain, got me insane. Explain the pain, the seeds pain. My soul wounded, some wounds can't be computed. God's great shadows meet the darkest alley. Demons came for me, but archangels parried. Swift swings to the soulless rapidly. Call it horror meets fantasy. Lower energies move like cavities. Sucker MCs, no substance. Ignore the earth's cries. Sucker MCs, no substance. Don't realize we never die. Misguided by subsidized lies. I'm guided by my ancestors' war cries. Borga floor spitting truth for courage in your spine. Evolving wings is manifesting you divine. Don't give up, fly. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up.
Fui bendecido por los grandes que fincan cuatro paredes. No pudieron descifrar esta trivia. No compartieron visiones que nos preceden. Las ansias les arrebatan el alma que nos conmueve. Son solo números, dígitos y algoritmos. Ínfimos, tan superfluos, minúsculos, poco críticos. Son la vergüenza de soles que se asimilan, se opacan, bajan la cara cambiando la narrativa. Es la miseria del mapa mundo moderno, queriendo cortar mis alas, mi cuento, regreso eterno. Pluma y cuaderno me teme hasta el mismo infierno. La peste del son diaspórico, límites de lo etéreo. Sigo campante sin pena, mi cara en alto, visible o en el exilio, mi nombre da sobresalto. Me ves volando, surcando tu imaginario, corsario para la rata, sarcófago al mercenario.
Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Return to the rhythm of your heart, reunited with ancestors up above. On spot with David at the stars, came back to earth to defeat my generation. Life and uprise with the righteous. Parables and prophecies ignited, the flames of Zeus. So sucker MCs got cooked. Step back, son, enjoy the splash. Eager for that 30 for 30. You couldn't fade me if it was just squad on the bench. I press on, I don't see comp. It's me, the backboard, and the alley done. Oh, how you like the view? My pops with the hell, so I could go to heaven. Enter the plume serpent. I'm a god. My strength measured by the amount of people I uplift. I'm the hardest outspoken poet, loaded with compassion and spiritual gifts. Wise words I heard, and they go like this. Wu-Tang motherfuckers, from New York to the Bay. You know what it is. We came to break necks and resurrect the wrongfully wrecked. It swings up like Donadio. You know what's evolving wings when you're here.
Sole purpose is realizing your personal legend, fulfilling your spiritual contract. Destiny is all.
Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up. Compassionate can't pay my sole purpose. Wings up, wings up.
All right. That was Evolving Wings with a song called 91 Magnificent, produced by The Kid Rated R, featuring Shay Noir and DJ BeatknoxX. That was cool. What'd you guys think about that?
Man, that thing was so hard. I gotta let the homie.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, like I'm feeling the Christian rap. You know, the Christian rap is the new thing in the industry now. Like we got everybody doing Christian rap, and he has a lot of deliverance. He has bars. He has punchlines. He has a lot of energy. You can feel the pain in the music. Like He's not storytelling. You know, people want to hear music from real people who live real life stories, you know. And this man is basically telling life for what it is and explaining to people through the music. And I can relate by listening to this music, and I can feel the energy. And I give this man like all 10, you know, I give him all 10. I give him all 10. Like, I feel like this is something that should be on a mixtape, like, you know. But there is one thing about the song. It is long. It is quite long, but he has hella bars, and I think that should be on a mixtape. Like, no lie, no cap.
Boom.
Hey, what?
That's what's up.
Now I can vibe to that.
Oh, and give us your name once again so we know who you are.
Shit, I go by M Bone Foes. M Bone Foes, man. You can call me M Bone though, man. You can find me on Instagram,
Nice.
Facebook, you know.
All right, nice to meet you.
Most definitely, man.
Crumb,
Pleasure, brother.
Crumb, what you think?
Well, I was a little bit handicapped, disabled, underprivileged. I wasn't able to fully enjoy it because I couldn't understand the second verse, unfortunately. The delivery on the second verse sounded, I'm sorry, the delivery on the second verse did sound good. And I really wished I could have understood it so that I could appreciate it a little bit more. So that's kind of my fault. So to that degree, it kind of wasn't for me because I wasn't able to catch it. But nonetheless, that first verse was like Jordan in Game 6.
Wow.
That first verse, like, I don't know. Am I tripping, or is that the same dude in the third verse?
I'm not sure. You've got Boca Floja, I think, was doing the Spanish part.
I think the same dude in the first was the same dude in the last. And I believe an epiphany hit him on that first verse. I believe he probably started this song based off that first verse. And he wrote that second verse later. And the second verse don't hit like the first verse too. That first verse, he had captured lightning in a bottle. I didn't like the hook. It just wasn't catchy enough. It didn't rhyme.
The wings up.
Yeah, I mean, I got that part, but it didn't move me to where I put my wings up. I saw them; the kids were cute, but it didn't. I'm like, yeah, you know. Now, the only time he really got me outside of that first verse was when he broke down the beat when he started doing the wings up at the end. That was almost like a Kanye take him to church moment. I was like, oh shit, like I might put my wings up now. That like when he started breaking down the beat, and that's when I started feeling that. I was like, okay, that was the Spanish Kanye take him to church jank. I was feeling that part. I yield.
Nice.
But yeah, ultimately I like the song. Let me say that.
All right, that's what's up. Evolving Wings is the artist name. I'm gonna have the link to the to all of these submissions in the description about an hour and a half after the show. It says that it was called Soul Purpose on the video, and it was directed by Jordan Wall. So great submission. It's always nice to see official music videos in the song submission segment. So I like that. Cool. I like the mix and the master production. I think was cool. Video was cool too.
Oh, I'm sorry. May I just compliment the video as well? I love that part too. Please forgive me.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah, we don't get too many submissions from San Francisco, so it's cool to see San Francisco submissions. That's what's up. Let's see, we got another submission here from an artist named Aurora Borealis from the holy city of New York. Hold on, let me go back to this view here. And the song is called Sagat, produced by Aurora Borealis. Right. Or is it Sagat? I don't know. All right. What did you guys think about that?
No comment.
No, I'm not fucking with it, man.
No comment.
No comment.
No
All right.
comment.
That was.
I'm just
That
gonna
was
be.
like-
I'm just gonna be respectful about
It's
it.
like he was. Yeah, no. It was
No
I wouldn't-
comment.
Yeah.
All right, CrumbTV, what you think about that?
No, I thought it was different. I think it came from a different angle. I think I'm looking at the sound wave, so I can see the loop there.
Yeah.
I think I see the idea though. I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna say that, and I kind of understand. Aurora comes from a different angle with his. I think it puts me in the mind of
Experimental hip hop.
okay, experimental. Wow, that's a good one. Wasn't what's the name very experimental? What was his name?
What's his name?
MF Doom.
Oh, okay.
Very ballsy, very experimental. And I think even with MF Doom, it was hit or miss. And it was just kind of how you could freak it. Because a lot of beats, I'll hear it, I'm like, nah, and then depend on who spit on it. And I'm gonna be honest, I've I've every beat I've heard CJ on, every single one, he killed it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of those beats, had he not finessed it, I wouldn't have liked it.
Yeah.
But because of like the way he did whatever on it, so I don't know. This might be one of those. What's that other white boy name who copied Ghostface style?
I don't know.
Everybody got mad. Well, not everybody, but Ghostface got mad at him. This is a white boy, but anyway, he had that off kilter flow where he would do something wild and super crazy on a beat like this. I yield.
Mm. Yeah, there's it's one thing to be experimental, but it's another thing to like be incorrect with your notes, because you have to have some musicianship when it comes to making beats, and as far as being on the right key. So he had that little string thing with the. But once the bass came in, it was in a whole other key. It was something like E flat. But you're in the key of like B. So I would, if you're gonna like try to make that work, you got to change that bass key. It has to go down a little bit. It's basically the wrong key for the bass to match with that sample. You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna start with the sample, you got to match the key. And in this point, it's B flat. So I would change that bass to B flat just to get started. Not even talking about the mix and the choice of bass drums and all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, change that up, Aurora. Change back to the staying key. You know what I'm saying? And the key is B flat for that sample. What was it? That was basically the melody. So you want to be like, and just stay on B flat on the bass, boom, 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 and then you got something. Okay. What else we got? Let's see. Any more submissions for that? So that's it for song promotions. We're gonna do feature presentations now. Let's see. Let me get back to this screen here. Let's see. All right. Where did you send it to, Mr. CJ? Email? Are you muted?
Damn, I'm over here talking to myself. Yeah, but
Hold on, I gotta log into my email.
Peace of divine family.
All right.
Locked in, and all the above.
You want to set this up?
Well, you know, as you've been seeing lately, ain't nothing changed. We building our way up to the Blue Tang exclusive July 11th. You feel what I'm saying? In the meantime, we just working. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of songs that don't make it. Just put it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I've been going crazy every day.
We're getting a crackle in your mic.
Damn.
Check. You're holding the mic, right? You might need to adjust. There you go.
What about now?
No, it's still there. You got a crackle going on.
Okay.
Check the connector. Make sure the USB is pushed in. It's just crackling every time something comes out of there.
Same problem?
Yeah. It's crackling.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
In the meantime, can you hear me?
Yeah, in the meantime, we can hear you for the most part. It's crackling.
So, it's still crackling?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be the connection.
It might be. I don't think it's on my
Blue
end.
Tang in the building, man. I don't want to spend too much time worrying about the crackling. Let the music talk for itself. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Blue God, the true God, Crib Jesus, author of the Blue Bible, also known as King El Allah, leader of the Black Illuminati. Brought to y'all by Crumb. So it's a full circle moment right now. Crumb, I'm about to drop a project on July 11th called Blue Tang, man. Stand by Killah Priest. Killah Priest presents Blue Tang.
All right, here we go. Downloaded.
I'll climb the highest mountain.
Whoa.
To reach the furthest
Damn, young sad. This shit ain't about no Ricky or no red Mustang in the alley. This shit about real life and how real niggas get killed for nothing. They ain't nobody's, it's something how nobody know nothing. Gun busting and tussling is usually over assumptions. I'm really over this dumb shit. So many decades of bumping your fucking gums about guns. We need God, we need nuns. We need schools, we need funds, yeah. Crips need Jesus too. I pop up like Beetlejuice in your living room. The spoon feed you the gospel of the 22s and Uzis too. Trigger finger cuticles is covered in gun residue. Inevitable episodes of niggas walking out they doing. That's another one gone. At the corner store, another mama on the son. Daddy is a vagabond, the whole block on the corner. Another visual, candles burn. How little have we learned from the city that we turned into war zones? From hormones, you get served like hors d'oeuvres. There's no words, it's some sight. No stopping at no stop sign. You blind first, it's alright. That grave worse in that main line. One time for the one time. You unalive by sunrise, you'll be alright. Take my advice, no stopping at no stop signs. There's no words, it's on sight. No stopping at no stop sign. You blind first, it's alright. That grave worse in that main line. One time for the one time. You unalive by sunrise, you be alright. Take my advice, no stopping at no stop sign.
Ain't no stopping at no stop signs. You got yours, I got mine on the front line. Remember one time on the run from that one time. I be really living these lyrics, bro. This ain't just no punchlines. Hold up, let's go. Murder and mayhem in my music, I use it to paint pictures and take you through the museum of my mind. This is blues like Langston Hughes infused with poison if you choose to use it. Ghetto poetry, beautiful pollution, raising institutions due to my predicaments. Sticky situations, I got in with my constituents. Forced to use instruments like 4, 5s, 9s, and hecklers at grandma's house with it tucked in the sweater. It's cold outside, inshallah, he changed the weather. And she ain't all good, but I'm just glad that it got better. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. That's why we keep big ass sticks, even at picnics. Yeah, if you got yours and I got mine, no stopping at no stop signs. When it pop off from the one time, remember one time, fuck one time. Remember one time I was on the run running stop signs for the one time. No stopping at no stop signs.
This beat though.
Crumb on the hotline. Take it if it's not mine.
Damn.
Stop it. We'll stop it all stop sign.
That beat pulling you in. I like how it's minimal.
City got crumb. Yeah. Okay.
Where did you get this beat? Is someone else gonna come in on that? Is this unfinished? You got room for a whole other verse right there.
Well, we supposed to shorten it, really.
Oh, that was.
I'm still working on the project, so it's just like
I was letting that
unfinished
beat
tracks
right
like
out
that,
because that was clean.
That shit.
Yeah, good looking, man. But
Oh,
nah, yeah,
man.
I'm gonna shorten it. After my part.
Yeah, that's undeniable. Clean
That's
hip hop beat.
That's somebody's beat though. I was like, Eminem or something.
Yeah,
we flipped it.
It was a flip, right?
It's an old sample. Kanye did it. Who else?
Okay,
did it?
gotcha. Yeah,
People
Kanye.
did it. That saxophone part and all that.
Yeah.
But that's our no. But shout out to Sad. He did. That's ours though. That's ours though. That's ours. That's our flip on it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a clean flip. That snare, that knock, I like that.
Well, I'm gonna say, with all due respect, Crip Jesus part was my favorite part.
Hey.
So
Very nice.
But I mean, the other guy, I'm not saying he was bad or nothing like that. But this is what I was saying earlier. Crip Jesus, Crip Jesus sounded like he recorded this in a Cadillac. 2 miles per hour. Gators on.
Yeah. It's probably padded seats because there was no reverb. Yeah, man, clean.
Yeah, it was clean.
Okay, yeah. Tupac and them flipped it. Sure, you want to be at the.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Sure, you want to be. Yeah, that's it.
No, then Kanye flipped it on Ride Slow. Ride slow, homie. Ride slow.
Yeah, Kanye did it too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
oh yeah, you were singing on that too.
Oh shit, there's two times. No, I just kind of got a little melodic with my voice a little bit.
It was
slight
nice.
little bit. I ain't nah.
You were right on key though. You were right on
That was
key.
the word I was going to use.
Hey, you remember what Killing them said? They said it right there on the show. They said my style is water. You know what I'm saying? So I could flip up smooth with any moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I just wanted to bring some tone to it.
You're right.
He don't have no tone at all. So I just wanted to bring some tone to it. He just straight raw rap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard him do that before. Crip Jesus, I think, he and with his baritone voice already. So if I think there's a couple people who have that really deep voice that they can use. DMX, Ja Rule, Barry White. Who was the host of that thing where they would dance, where black people would dance?
Soul Train?
Anyway.
Oh, Soul Train.
Yeah.
Black people dance.
Soul Train.
The host of Soul Train had a super, super deep voice too. But
Don Cornelius.
Don Cornelius, thank you. But yeah, so he already has a super deep voice, and it has a lot of rasp in it, and just any type of in fluctuation seems like a lot even from him. So even when he kind of uses it and kind of manipulates it to the beat, it almost seems effortless. Plus, the raw talent, you can't take nothing away from that part. But I think some of it is just a part of the texture of his voice. I think another person who just has just like a really unique voice is like Jadakiss, one of those just raspy, but Jadakiss don't really have even like the swagger that he has. And I love Jada, but I think uh he's really talking about Crip Jesus. He's really taken advantage of that aspect of what he has and used it to where he, you know, it has worked well for him to where being musically inclined and having that delivery. He's a fan favorite. Wait, he's a fan favorite or I'm a fan favorite. I don't know how it goes, but I'm a Crip Jesus fan all day. I yield.
I love it. On that, trying to get to this part right here. Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big sad.
Ooh. Man, I could jam all that all day. That's fire. That's also in the key of B flat, Aurora.
Okay.
Just thought I'd throw that in there. Fire. All right. Where'd you guys go? Y'all still there?
I'm right here.
There you are. Man. All right. Shout out to all of the submissions for the song promotion segment and the feature presentation. I think that's it for the feature presentations today too. Yeah. I'm gonna double check the submissions. If you guys want to submit for the next show, the link is in the description for the song promotion segment. Always good to hear all these, and then it's common for a lot of the submitters to take a clip from that submission, put it on the Instagram, and if you do that, make sure you do hashtag Killah Priest Podcraft or Killah Priest Podcast. Either one of those works. And let's see, we've got something here submitted by Knowledge Born to promote the Wednesday show that they got going on. So let me get this on screen. 1 second. Knowledge Born is doing it with the graphics, yo. Looking good. I'm gonna put it like this so y'all can see. This is the first one. Gemini collaboration honoring Knowledge Born Allah Monday, June 2nd. Yep. 7 p.m. Eastern. So y'all can go to Knowledge Born's channel for that. That is the graphic promoting that. Gemini collaboration celebration. Sorry, Gemini celebration honoring Knowledge Born Allah. That's the first one. Go to the other one here. Boom. Knowledge Born, Gemini God. I think it's your birthday, right? Knowledge Born. We're gonna find out. Gemini celebration honoring Knowledge Born Allah Monday. That's tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we'll put the link to that in the description also. A little bit of promotional stuff right there. And y'all can hit up his CashApp at CashApp Knowledge Born Allah. Right there. Y'all already know about it from doing the Wednesday wind down that they do. So be sure to tune in tomorrow on Knowledge Born's channel for that. Yeah, that's what's up. All right, folks. Any other promotions or acknowledgments y'all want to make before we sign out? Oh, wait. Go ahead. You guys go ahead.
If you want, you can go to my YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button. I have tons of edited videos. I've been really trying to go hard on edited videos lately. So, it's not just going live, though people love the live experience, but those edited videos really drive home whatever the thought is so that there's no extra. So you can check out my YouTube channel. In addition to that, I will be in Detroit So you can check me out if you are in Detroit, if you're in Chicago, Ohio, Missouri, surrounding areas, tap all the way in. That's crumbtv.info/events. New York, Brooklyn, stand up. I will be in Brooklyn with Jamar Milton, and I'll be in Atlanta with the Minister of Information. Atlanta, stand up. Shout out to Crip Jesus. Blue Tang is in the building. His stuff is hot sauce. Put some respect on his name. King Al.
Blue Tang.
Shout out to AD. I'm humbled. I'm honored. I'm grateful. You're the hostess with the most. Your host with the most. And last but not least, everybody loves Killah Priest. Much respect to him. Maximum respect. I yield the floor.
Nice. Thank you, Crumb. We appreciate your knowledge. All right, Crip Jesus, you got anything, any last words?
Blue Tang, Blue Tang, Blue Tang. 7-11. That ain't just only the year that the guys took over. July 11th. And also don't forget, Septi. Yeah, they got the calendar all wrong. September 11th. So yeah, be looking out on July 11th and September 11th for that Crip Jesus 7-11. Blue Tang. That part.
That's what's up. All right. And we're going to be ending today's show with a submission from DINO, who did a tribute to Killah Priest. So we're going to be going out with that right here. Shout out to everybody who submitted those tracks. And be sure to tune in tomorrow on Knowledge Born's channel for his Gemini tribute. And the wind down on Wednesday. And then we'll be back here for the next Podcraft show featuring Killah Priest live in the studio on Thursday. All right. That's what's up. Peace. Here we go. DINO. Dedication to Killah Priest. When you get back, we got a track from DINO who did a remix.
Oh, DINO, shout out to DINO. I just want to say thanks for all that you've given me. The love for Killah Priest will always live in me, exist in me. He took away all of my misery. When it come to spitting, he is the epitome. I just want to say thanks for all that you've given me. The love for Killah Priest will always live in me, exist in me. He took away all of my misery. When it come to spitting, he is the epitome. Shame and pity no longer lives in epitome. The best rapper of all time, he will forever be. I'm good at rapping, but he is light years ahead of me. I first heard about him in the penitentiary. I was 17 and knew he was the only one better than me. My friend said that Priest was the godfather of rap. Cannabis was the father and that Nas was the son. Next thing you know, Nas came out with God's son. Killah Priest, me and Nas know he was talking about him being the father of him. Nobody's godly as him. Pretty soon I'll have the whole world nodding to him, heads bobbing to him, and he'll be finally in. And everyone to see no one's as good at rhyming as him. And oh wait, did I mention I was signing with him? I'm honored then to be right there rhyming with him. We'll be a dynasty then, won't take $1 from him. I just want to say thanks for all that you've given me. The love for Killah Priest will always live in me, exist in me. He took away all of my misery. When it come to spitting, he is the epitome. I just want to say thanks for all that you've given me. The love for Killah Priest will always live in me, exist in me. He took away all of my misery. When it come to spitting, he is the epitome. Matter of fact, $1 million we will finally spend. Always remember, I'm cold. It's fall to December, but KP is frozen when the snow falls in the winter. These rappers all sinners, eat them all up for dinner. Dicing real small, then in my mouth they fall from the blender. That fall appetizer, chew up all of their fingers. KP's a dragon, I'm a dinosaur and carnivorous. But only when it come to rap, artists that's illiterate, I am great. But Killah Priest is flawless as a lyricist, I call it like it is. Martyrs in this bitch, you think me and him become icons when we get rich? No, we always been stars, it's made up what the stars is made of. Bars of the Vedas, vibe is dark as Darth Vader. KP the God is a father and a savior. I just wanna say thanks for all that you gave us. You greater than them all, Nas, Biggie, Smalls, and Jada. I just wanna say thanks for all that you've given me. The love for Killah Priest will always live in me, exist in me. He took away all of my misery. When it come to spitting, he is the epitome. I just wanna say thanks for all that you've given me. The love for Killah Priest will always live in me, exist in me. He took away all of my misery. When it come to spitting, he is the epitome.
Yo, that was fire.